And we are live.
Yes,
There we are. Welcome.
Woo!
Woo!
Wait. Death counter. There we go. Woo!
Woo! Death Country, woo!
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 Death counter.
And
Woo!
welcome back, Seth.
Let's get those
Yay!
numbers up.
What did you say?
What?
I was wondering what the potato chip.
I
He
said,
said,
let's get those numbers.
up.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's get those numbers up without the rookie numbers.
Okay. Woo!
Woo! More deaths! Woo!
Woo!
I think you're gonna do just fine until the main mission's boss battle. That's
Woo!
my...
Just what I like to hear.
No, seriously, this sucker took me a couple hours.
Just what I like to hear.
It is what I like to hear when I'm not the one playing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Potato, you're gonna reach this eventually, and then you're gonna suffer too.
Shut up. Shut up.
Good news. The reward for defeating this boss is what I consider to be the most potent yokai soul core in the entire game. It's
Nice.
not objectively, but it was the most useful for me.
I think we have one more side mission before starting with the main one, though.
That's correct.
Yeah, Dark
That's correct.
Omens.
So we have a brief reprieve.
The
Dark
Viper
Omens.
Sanctum. Yes, there we go. And three Kodamas. So for anyone that's new here, the mission of this entire game is not saving anyone, killing anyone. No, it's saving Kodamas. So
Correct.
we need to get all the Kodamas to safety, to their shrine.
Also, the more Kadamas per chapter we collect, the more elixirs, that's your standard healing item, we begin with after every death. So save
Nice.
the Kadamas to save yourself. Hey, listen up! We've got our next job for Master Dosan all lined up. Sounds like a merchant that deals with Master Dosan regularly has gone missing. He wants us to try and track him down. Seems this character also deals in spirit stones, and with the world the way it is these days, they may well have run into trouble. Anyway, this is a big chance for us to earn Master Dosan's trust. Let's wrap this up nice and quick and earn ourselves a decent meal. You can scroll there to see a bit more. Time to get going, Hitty!
Yes, that was very important.
Once renowned for the majesty of its elevated main hall, the roofs of this ancient temple are said to lie in the Heian period, wherein an unknown monk gathered the bodies of those killed in combat and provided them with a proper burial. After many years of war, the masses of graves here now lie untended, the dead restless and resentful due to being forsaken by the living. With nowhere to go, many have transformed into yokai and will attack any humans who dare approach the temple grounds.
Let's do
Alright, I'm
this.
gonna take a break. I'll be back later.
Okay, toodles.
Alright,
Okay.
take care, man.
Okay,
Bye.
I'm done with this mission. Can I go? No. Well.
But there's Dama here, Seth.
Yeah, they locked me in. Them bastards. Okay.
Them bastards.
Them
You've been
bastards.
spending too much time with people from the south, Seth.
Yes. Wait, can I level up? Nope, I cannot. Which is fine. Okay, I guess this is a shortcut that is locked from the other side. Yes.
I think we did level up at the end of the last stream.
Oh yeah, probably. Somebody died here. Red spider lily. Oh no, it's another bandit in speedos.
No pants. Yeah. That's all they want. They'll retire from a life of crime if they're just able to find pants.
Just pants, that's all they want. That's all they need in their life.
Yeah, don't you remember the famous Beatles song, All You Need Is Pants?
All you need is pants. Bum ba da da dum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good aim. See, I feel like, unlike in the majority of actual FromSoft games, in Nioh, even if you don't base your entire build around it, ranged weapons can still be really useful.
Oh yeah. I guess that's it.
Well, in DS2, I did not go into range at all, and having a bow was really useful. 1 and 3, not so
Kodama.
much.
But in 2, I guess I should say the problem I identified is it can be useful, yes, but you deal so little damage with them that unless you're like picking enemies off where they are totally outside of your range, it's kind of impractical.
No, in DS2, it was a decent amount of damage for not leveling it up at all.
Okay.
Like,
No, I
you
do remember
remember
you
my
having a better
playthrough?
time.
Yeah, it was really useful, and I actually did a nothing too special, but not an insignificant amount of damage.
Just another way in which DS2 is better, I suppose.
Yeah,
I guess I never noticed that about that title because I always
I am
play
stuck.
with melee supplemented with magic instead.
Cut down by rogue. I need to remember not to be greedy. Now well. And not to waste my arrows. I hate aiming with a controller.
it has the
At
worst.
least the crosshair changes color to help you
Yeah,
out.
to indicate that I am onto something. Ah, that's mine. God damn it!
It's just like a carnival shooting gallery,
Pretty much.
but with axes.
Oh wow, I hit him.
Good job.
You weren't even expecting to, were you?
No, it was just like, it's my
Now don't
last
forget,
turn.
you've got your yokai abilities. Very nice.
That guy just turned his back and he was like, okay, maybe if I pretend I didn't see her, she's gonna go away.
No, never.
Never. I saw him and that's enough. Okay, that's all the loot. We can go left or that way. I'm gonna go that way. Oh, hi. Bye. Doink. Okay, these jump attacks are really satisfying to execute. But they look a little bit unnatural. I mean, that backflip should not have landed. Except me landing.
They
on
do
my
lots
face.
of yoga.
Yeah. Oh,
Yokai.
I don't know if
And
you've
it looks
seen.
like there's a particularly large yokai presence in the main hall.
Think. Okay, let's see.
Oh man, I remember this stage now.
What
Not this
Choco
exact mission, but like they use this map for a couple other missions later on, and oh god.
I don't like that they give me a Choco Cup before entering the main area. It kind of says like you're gonna need it. Come here. Oh wow, he has a big hand, arm.
Yeah, this is a new type of yokai, the infested soldier.
Eh.
That is a human who's been infused with so much Amrita that a demonic presence has taken root within them.
Yeah, but only his arm apparently.
Some of them have very, very powerful explosive ranged attacks. So, like that one. Hey, Eclipse. Good
Hi,
evening. How's it
Eclipse.
going, man?
Hey, Eclipse.
Since I can tell you directly via voice, man, congratulations on completing your Dark Souls 3 challenge run.
Yeah, I watched
I
the
am
VOD. It
so
was
sorry I
awesome.
couldn't be there in person, but it was amazing. You're amazing. Good job, brother.
Yeah, that was really impressive. I even shared it at work. I was like, dude, my friend just managed to beat Frida with, no health. So during the break, we all were watching and being like, oh my god, this is so awesome. So, yeah, you have fans now in my team. Okay.
As he deserves. As he
Yeah.
deserves.
Seth doing exclamation S-O
Says,
in
yeah, it
Nioh.
was hard. I bet. But it was also fun. That's the most important thing, that you and your community enjoyed yourselves.
Yes.
You know, it's easy to say it was fun after you're done with it.
He
Yeah.
says, then Dark Souls Remastered decided to ignore my controller. Oh no.
Yeah.
More tech issues with the first game?
In the first game, I think you're gonna have to use... Son of a bitch. No, don't use son of a bitch. Maybe you need the what is it called? DS for Windows?
DS for win, yeah.
Eclipse says, so I started my level 1 run of Dark Souls 2. Okay, now that's gonna be interesting. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
gonna be-
There we go. Fuck you and fuck all of your body parts. Alright, so
Well, that's rude.
let's
Well,
open the
Potato, I
shortcut.
actually think certain areas would be more difficult than many of the bosses, truth be told. To somebody
Yeah.
who's as experienced in DS2 as Eclipse is, I think like me, he's got more hours in that game than any of the others. He says, beat Pursuer first try under Covenant of Champions. Yeah,
Oh,
see
wow.
right there. There you go. Well done.
That is very nice.
Hey, did you beat him in his arena or on top of the like first place he shows up?
I think if you kill him atop the roof, he still appears in his boss
No,
arena.
no. Killed him on the roof, he didn't show up in the arena.
Oh, okay. No, Eclipse says, oh, on the roof. Okay, wow.
Nice.
Place. Jesus,
But I
can
actually
you stop
found it-
being so impressive, please? Okay then.
I actually found it a tiny bit easier to kill him on the roof.
So, Steph, you remember these guys, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the strength or the brute yokai burst counter is actually really, really good. The timing's much tighter on the Phantom type.
Yeah. I thought that I broke his stamina, but apparently I didn't.
Eclipse says the roof you have more space and don't have a forced perspective. Boss fights have that pulls you closer. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I get that.
I hated the Pursuer fight.
Yeah, me too. And then I did it on the roof, and it was much easier.
Yeah.
And I wasn't
Funny.
sure if it actually was easier, or if it's just, you know, I did it once, so the next time is
Where is
normally
my-
gonna be easier.
Surprise, surprise, Brady's in the minority. I love that fight. It's probably one of my favorites in DS2.
Well, I wouldn't have minded it that much, except they make you redo it so many times.
That's largely Scholar of the First Sin. At most, and that's like if you explore every nook and cranny, Pursuer appears, I want to say 3 or 4 times across all of the base game. And, like, in Scholar, the Lost Bastille is basically just a Pursuer gauntlet. Which I like, but I totally understand other people not enjoying. I get it. I think it's a very interesting fight because it's the first I can think of, right? The first instance I can think of in the main trilogy of a humanoid boss whose attacks have deliberately slow, floaty telegraphs in order to throw players off of their rhythm. Because, like, if you think about it, the Pursuer, for the most part, attacks very, very slowly, even, or appears to, because its telegraphs take so long. It's literally hovering in midair, right? So it's just kind of floating along after you. And so I've seen more players, new players especially, botch that fight after doing really well because they dodged way too soon during like his combo than almost any other. Yeah, Eclipse says Pursuer's slow, but his range is impressive. Right, so you either have to dodge, or you have to use that little trick I tend to, where you dodge away from away from the enemy for all but the third hit of his combo, and then roll into and through that one to punish. As you can tell, I don't normally speak this technically about Dark Souls battles. I have probably too much experience with DS2. You know, though, I've been watching some blind playthroughs just out of interest recently, and you know what boss actually does give players a hard time? Because the gimmick is so subtle, so clever?
Which one?
Royal Rat Vanguard.
Oh!
The rat swarm, where the boss is just the toxic rat, or poisonous rat with the mohawk.
Honestly, didn't find it too terrible.
Well, see, lots of people figure out that there's a gimmick, they just can't tell what it is in time.
Yeah, I can see that.
Clip says, rolling into the pursuer gets you nailed if you choose the wrong attack. Yes.
Excuse me? He just touched me. And I died.
Did he touch your no square?
Royal Rat Vanguard's cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it is.
if we need to have fan service characters in Elden Ring, and I don't want there to be, right? But if there are, my top 3 from 3 to 1, in order of characters I would wish to have referenced or reappear or something, would be Maldron the Assassin from the DS2 DLCs, because he's amazing and probably my favorite invader in terms of programming. Onion Knight, who was probably the only non-hostile Dark Souls 1 NPC I just adored. And then Rat King. Like, God's sakes, the Rat King's perfect. And Eclipse's Royal Rat Authority's brutal. Yeah, Rat Authority is nowhere near as good of a battle either, because it's essentially Sif with Toxin. It did feel really redundant, although I like the design. I like the concept of a very canine-looking rat. And I think the end result was, you know, eerily beautiful, as are many of Dark Souls' designs. But I don't think mechanically it's a very fulfilling or entirely fair boss battle. It's one of DS2's weakest.
I'm calling it right now. In Elden Ring, patches, right?
Maybe.
Not saying I want it, I'm saying they're gonna do it.
Only soul.
You know, patches, and for no reason or explanation whatsoever, Andre the Blacksmith.
And probably, if they do fan service shit, it's gonna be friggin' Artorias. Because Artorias is based on the protagonist from the director's absolute favorite manga of all time, references from which he shoehorns into seemingly everything he does. Yeah, I'm with Eclipse. Andre better not be in Elden Ring, right?
What if
I mean,
he
he
is?
had no reason being in DS3, so...
No!
Is there no Kodama? This looks like a perfect place for a Kodama. Oh,
It says,
no.
you know who would have made way more sense in DS3? The giant blacksmith. Yeah, the one you find dead.
Yeah.
The giant blacksmith or Vamos, who was already undead and really glum about the end of things.
Why does this guy have glowing axes?
He has infused them with flame.
Why
We
did
saw
he...
enemies who could do this in the last main story stage.
Alright, yeah. But also, like, he threw one axe and immediately he had another one in his hand, so he
Yeah,
kinda
he's a-
seems like Reaper from Overwatch, you know, just like having infinite stash of...
He's
Oh, he
using
healed
the
himself, motherfucker.
Hatchet moveset, which is what I used in my Nioh 2 playthrough. Mind your stamina now.
Fuck you. Oh, not too
Very,
Brady.
very good.
Okay.
Um,
See.
so no, I'm really looking forward to Elden Ring, and to that extent, or to that end, Eclipse, would you be down to join a commentary panel for the Elden Ring playthrough, or playthroughs, depending on what multiplayer allows us to do from the jump? We would love to have you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right on, man, right on. Well, you know where we'll all be February 26th or whenever.
Hey, kitty kitty!
Late February. It's like the last week of February.
I
Hold on,
have
I've
a
got-
feeling
I've got
at
a
midnight
physical
we're
copy.
gonna all
20
gather.
24th or 25th, I believe. Like,
I've got
depending
a
on which country
copy
you are in.
pre-ordered on Amazon, so hold on. Oh yeah, Eclipse says, okay, good. My trip ends on the,
Ooh, where are you going? To the States?
either the 2nd or 22nd. Yeah, he's coming to Ohio.
Ooh.
Oh, hi, yo.
Ohio. Okay.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Narc. Okay, let's go in here. Is that a breakdancing crow?
Oh shit, sorry, I was playing my phone. No.
That was a
Was that a crow Tengu?
Yes, Karas Tengu. And I got the soul core. Oh, nice.
Like the nightmare crows from the first game,
Yes.
right? The ones with the stakes.
Ooh, Scampus soul core. I got the kitty!
Hey! Yes, you did.
Does that mean I can
Well done,
permanently, like... Oh, that's it? We didn't get all the
No, you
Kodama! No! No!
You may have to run the mission again. Or leave it for now.
No. I mean, I can just go around and find the Kodama.
Not if you're locked in.
Wait, I'm locked in. Motherfucker! Mission failed.
No, I'll call that a success. We will have enough Dama to give us max elixir for the trial that awaits us.
Okay. We're gonna be continuing with this, by the way, after Brady reads us the mission.
Huh? So you defeated the bandits and yokai, but still found no sign of the merchant? He didn't strike me as the kind of man to simply wander off. Well, I imagine he'll show his face again soon enough. Provided he's still alive, of course. You know, you can smell it on the wind. All the plotting, the deviousness, the skullduggery that's going on in the world. Like beasts snaring their prey. It's sickening. In any case, your efforts are appreciated. Someone will be along with your reward shortly. Now, I have some pressing matters to attend to.
Okie dokie.
I have some depressing matters to attend to.
So, last time, the last rebel girl that we read about was Margaret Thatcher. Which we all had a bit of, like, question marks above our head, but okay. Today, the first one is gonna be Margherita Hack, astrophysicist. Once upon a time, in the Via delle Cento Stelle, Street of 100 Stars in Florence, a little girl was born. Her name was Margherita, and she would grow up to become an incredible astrophysicist, a scientist who studies the properties of stars and planets. While she was studying physics, she became increasingly interested in stars. "We are part of the evolution of the universe," she said. "From the calcium in our bones to the iron in our blood, we are entirely made of elements created in the heart of stars. We really are children of the stars." Margherita's favorite place was the Arcetri Observatory. High on a hill above Florence, she would scan the skies through the huge telescope, her mind full of questions. How do galaxies evolve? How far are the stars from each other? What can we learn from starlight? Margherita traveled the world, giving lectures and inspiring others to study the stars. Back in Trieste, she became Italy's first woman director of an astronomical observatory. Margherita said that some of her best friends were stars. Their names were Eta Bu, Tauri, Zeta Her, Omega Tau, and 55 Cygni. She even had an asteroid named after her. For Margherita, being a scientist meant basing your knowledge of the natural world on facts, observations, and experiments, and being passionately curious about the mystery of life. And she passed away 2013 in Italy. And this is the illustration.
I love the illustrations. They're great.
Yeah.
Very
Hi,
colorful.
Kay.
Hey, Kay. How's it going?
Hey, Kay.
Glad you
Alright.
could join us.
So we are
Wait, can you show that illustration again? Because I saw like the very last second and it kind of looked like that handsome Squidward meme for a second there. Oh,
No,
okay.
that's not handsome Squidward. She also
No,
had like
no,
a
like
pin, like a kitty pin. That's cute.
I saw it and I thought of, I forget who, I can't put a name to who exactly, but like some famous British rocker, like in their
Oh
latter days.
yes, I know what you mean. I think
It's not Brian May, is it? I don't
think so.
No, his hair's like curly.
Yeah.
But you know the person I'm talking about,
Yes.
even though we can't put a name to them.
Yes, I know.
Oh, was it a? Was it the guy from Pink Floyd? Roger
Yes!
Waters.
Yes!
Yeah!
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
who
yeah,
it reminds me of. Reminds me of Roger Waters.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, let's see. Let's level up first. I am gonna go... Is that 2 more in strength? Okay. Manage soul... Not soul cores. Change guardian spirit. That is what I wanted. I wanted to see... what the 2 ones that we got would do. Scam push. That's absolutely adorable. And Karasu Tengu. I don't know. It seems like way too long of a cast time. I'm gonna stick with the ones I have right now. So let's see. We are going to the next mission. 6 Kodama. I don't care what the mission says, it's just about saving Kodamas.
Oh, Kodama.
Ready?
Hmm? Oh, sorry. I was no, I was looking at a form. I was recently sent a form regarding my employment. I have to fill out. Things don't sound good, Hitty. Looks like the forces of Dosan's successor, the Yoshitatsu, are mounting an assault. Word is that Dosan suffered some heavy losses and retreated to his estate. There have been whispers that things are bad between the two, but all of this is a little too sudden. There's gotta be something else going on here. Regardless, Dosan's an important ally, so it'd do us well to help it. Let's go show him what we can do.
I just read Kay's
Case is
message.
Not too well, yeah.
Yeah.
My best friend on 4 feet is on his last hours.
Aw.
Oh, and I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Can you send us a lot of pictures of him in Discord?
I like the title of this mission. Upon handing over leadership of his family, Saito Dosan relocated to another castle in a remote location, deep in the mountains of Mino province. A craggy slope towered behind the castle, one which no one had ever ventured up. It's almost as if the castle had been built intentionally to block the path leading there in order to hide something. Before long, people came to refer to the area as the Viper Sanctum. Haha.
So, Kay, you know, I look at it this way. Now your best friend, instead of having to run everywhere, is gonna be able to fly. So, it's just the next step.
Agreed.
Okay, Mount Sagi.
Now, are we wearing the best armor we've got? I don't think we've
Probably
checked
not.
out our armor in some time, have we?
No, I'm gonna change it now, as soon as I reach the shrine.
I'm going to... Oh, hold on. Hurriedly fill out this form.
And I am gonna change my... Well, apparently first I'm gonna whistle, and then I'm gonna change my... Ooh, I got a title? Nice. Yeah.
Remember, you can turn those in a menu in exchange for little perks.
Obtain prestigious. Rita earned, Soul Core drop rate. Extended yokai shift, yes. Rita earned. Yokai ability damage. There we go. What else? Okay, so we need to change equipment. Maybe we have something better. We have the best fists so far. Okay, katana, I don't care. Longbow. Yes. Better one. Let's see, a hat. This is a heavy one though. Ooh, this one is not bad. Yeah, we're gonna take this one. Or, woman's face mask. Interesting. Very creepy though. Okay. gonna take this one. Just gonna try not to go above 50% if possible.
That is a great idea. Well, I think in Nioh, the heavy armor class, or the heavy equip load threshold is a bit higher. You can tell you've crossed a new equipment load threshold by the color of your equip load percentage changing.
Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, I see. It still stays in the green zone. Running. Sure. And let's get some shoes. Yeah, there we go. Oh, look at me. Still feels normal. Okay. Do.
義達は道山様の集めた霊石を奪うためになりふり構ってはいられないみたいだ。
Yeah. Are we ready? Yes, let's go. And we have 6 Kodama. Which again is the most important thing here.
Of course.
Of course.
As always. Give me 1 second and I'll be like a bit more attentive. I'm sorry, I'm
No
having
worries,
to fill
just
this out really quick.
Yeah, just
Yeah, no worries.
do it. Do it! Peer pressure, do it.
Do it.
Oh! Friggin' thing shot me. Oh! Did not see this bastard.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Oh, hello, Mr. Kodama. Oh, you're so cute.
that should be everything.
But is this basically the confirmation?
No, this is just a document from HR authorizing the college to perform what is called an investigative consumer report, but is essentially a broad-based background check on me.
Ah, okay. That you're not a criminal.
Not just criminal. There's actually more involved. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Whoopsie doodle. One more thing I have to do, then I'll explain.
Yeah.
There we go. That should do it. And we're off. Save a copy of my document. I mean, I guess I probably should.
Okay, let me loot this area. There. Come here. I like it how the other guy did not see the gigantic javelin that just flew next to him. It was just like, not my problem.
Not his problem at all. Just the wind.
Yeah.
And that
Must have
should
been a cat.
do it. Yay. Okay. No, I was going to say, the type of background check this employer performs is just a little bit more complex. It's kind of tripartite. They do, like, consult public records just to make sure, yeah, you're not a criminal, you're not a con man, you are who you say you are, all of that, right? But then they also will check your academic records, easily attainable since I went to school in the same state and for at least a couple of years at the same school. And they will check your employment and financial histories just to make sure that all the information provided there is legitimate. It's super simple and does not take very long at all.
Okay.
Oh god, I remember this encounter. You're actually doing really well with clearing it. Now that pit down there, I'm sure you see.
Yes, I do.
Because I did not the first time around.
Okay. Wonder if they're gonna try and come back up.
I don't think they can.
Oh well. Geronimo! Excuse me?
Ho ho!
So the Yoki is behind the Yokai corruption here. Oh, you've got both of your abilities. I suggest healing and popping them. Man, isn't Mezki great?
Yes.
I would heal, though. I would heal. Very good. Thank you for slowing my heart rate. We could just get our yokai abilities back one more time, I'd say. Oh my god! That thing is toast.
No!
Oh, well, now they're gonna pursue us.
Oh.
Oh, you're fine, and you're no longer in the yokai corruption.
Okay.
Be careful near the ledge, though. Good job, Seth. Good job.
Okay, now I need to go back to the thing. Alright. By
Hey,
that time, I'm
did we ever
probably gonna
complete
get
that
the
training
skills.
mission at the dojo?
Nope, we have not.
Oh no.
Dodge, no.
Dodge, no. Okay, let's go back up there. Maybe I'm gonna be able to jump on his head again. Let's see.
I may advise a heal, because with this corruption, it's very likely he'll one-shot you if you're not maxed out. There you go.
Okay.
He's a big boy. You got your yokai back, though. Good, good. You've won, Seth.
Nice.
Brilliant job. Look at that.
Yoki
So impressive.
Score. Okay. Now, let's loot! Best part of any game, loot.
Get some of that disgusting randomized loot.
Maybe I'm gonna get some new pair of fists.
Maybe you're gonna get a legendary skin for your fist that you can trade on the market or the auction house. It's the one thing I really dislike about Nioh is the randomized loot. Everything else I think is pretty damn great. And I would argue that Nioh actually does quite a few things better than Dark Souls. But...
Yeah?
Yeah, I would argue, well, ranged combat is one of them. The ability to synthesize magic within a melee-oriented build feels a little bit more accessible. Oh, it's a Majina, yay!
So that's confused.
That one, yeah.
Yeah.
And he is thrilled. I love Majina.
Bye bye.
Boy.
And another soul core. And I got a pipe. Don't know why, but I got a pipe. Okay.
We are in the Viper's domain, after all.
Of course. Okay, now... Oh. Doink. Small spirit stone.
I see. Okay, shared some photos that, oh, they are just absolutely precious. Wow. What a cute little guy. So, Zeph, it seems like you've gotten far more comfortable with this new weapon moveset.
Oh,
over
yeah.
the course of these 3 spirits.
Most definitely. Ah, crap. Of
They,
course I
they
have to
really
go
don't
around.
strike you like in the Souls tradition as like strength weapons, do they?
Definitely not. I would say it's like dexterity. Like,
I mean, I guess it makes sense because, like, you don't need any particular grace to use something that's attached to your body as a natural weapon, but you would
yes.
want to be able to hit harder with them.
Yeah.
But that's not how it would work in Dark Souls.
No, that's definitely not how it would work in Dark Souls.
In Dark Souls, you swing a strength weapon and it hits home sometime next week.
Basically. If you manage to see the screen from it.
Oh, that hammer. That hammer was a bad idea.
No, no. Oh, crap.
Oh, it's an infested soldier.
Great.
Oh no.
Now, their soul core is actually pretty useful because it gives you the rocket fist ability. Which will complement our moveset perfectly, I think.
Oh, hey.
Hello, humans.
Welcome back, Exit.
Heyo.
Seth is just tearing through this compound. Wow.
Brady said
By the way,
earlier that the hammer was a bad idea.
It was.
By the way, Exit.
We were
thank
talking
you for
about how
reading the
deceptively...
song.
We were talking about how deceptively fast this weapon is for something that scales with strength in a Souls-like game, even though strength means something totally different here. Because, like, look at this. Look at how fast this is. And Seth gets in there. Seth mentioned not being able to see over the hammer in her Souls-like playthroughs, and I was
Oh,
like,
I
yeah,
got the soul core.
yeah. Oh, Jesus, you've had good luck.
My name is Seth, not Jesus, but thank you.
Seth the Overlucky.
Yeah. Bloody grave. No, no. One search.
No. No.
Ninja
No bloody
laws.
grave, no.
No, bad bloody grave.
No. No, 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 no.
He's not here, no.
No, no.
No.
No, 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 senor. No,
Please for
senor.
lemon pledge.
Sneaky piece of shit.
Why, thank you. I pride myself on it. I bet you'll be able to get some levels next time we hit a shrine.
I hope so.
Look at all that Amrita you gleaned from just a couple yokai corruption zones.
Okay, so...
Yokai corruption zone. We can start calling them Yoko zones.
Yoko zones.
Yoko, no.
Which, I
That's where my
know,
mind went first, yeah.
it sounds like a gas station supermarket managed by yokai, but that's what I'm going to start calling them.
Was that it? Oh. Too bad.
Watered down slushies, all the cigarettes in the world, and fried chicken that's been sitting out on a rotisserie for the past 3 weeks, only at your local Yoko zone.
For some reason, I just remembered when you told us that your gas station sent
Oh
you a
my
Facebook
God!
request.
I forgot about, not my gas station, just a gas station.
Oh, okay.
No,
They
Brady,
weren't even
the gas
yours.
station.
No, Exit, if you weren't here for that, like, I totally derailed one of Seth's Nioh streams when I found out, because I, like, check Facebook, you know, once a week. I never post anything on there. I just, I see if there's anything super important I need to know about, right, that's, like, gone on in the lives of people I've not been in contact with for a while.
Fair enough.
But I noticed I had a friend request from a gas station.
Okay.
It was not a professional page. The gas station, seemingly the gas station itself, as its profile picture was just of the facade of the gas station, sent me a Facebook friend request through a personal profile. And
Did you accept it?
No.
Why not?
The gas station was friends with about half the people I knew in my hometown, most of whom I know for a fact did not ever use that gas station.
Dude, you need to get on that. We need to solve the mystery of what the fuck this is happening.
Yeah, go there and demand answers.
Yeah.
And apparently,
Just,
according to
Ruben
its
Martin.
profile, it is the owner and CEO of itself.
As you sometimes are, yeah.
We're all owners and CEOs of ourselves, Brady.
Yeah, that's how that works.
I love that the freaking gas station, and everybody's friends with it. That is the most southern thing.
Yeah, everybody's friends with the gas station.
Oh, did we
Oh.
level up, Seth?
Yes, we did.
Oh, I just noticed something.
Hmm?
When you have enough Amrita to level up, the Amrita gauge and that little icon, the flame icon next to it, turns a bright gold.
Oh,
I think.
that's nice. Well, let's
Anyhow,
test
welcome
your
to the
theory.
Serpent Shrine. It's gorgeous.
It is.
And also hell.
Looks like it, yes. Hello, welcome to hell. How may I assist you?
Please try our complimentary hell snack.
That's just Subway, man.
Complimentary
fuck's sakes.
whole snack. Oh. Why is
Subway
there a
is
Naga?
the worst
I forgot
fast
to
food.
turn off the electrical fence, and
Yeah, that's why I said thanks for leaving it on.
Oh, yeah, meet the Nagas. They are, absolutely brutal.
They are face with boobies and a tail.
Yes.
Well, damn it.
They can also paralyze you.
Oh, really?
Snake but boobs.
Yeah.
That's not biologically necessary.
I can already imagine how the meeting to decide the design of this character went.
Well, this
Snakes
is like a
with
pretty,
tits. Yeah.
pretty well-known mythological creature.
Yeah, but I think that it usually has arms and other body parts, but boobies.
No, not in some, like, Asian traditions.
Oh, okay.
Consider, like, the Nagas from, I want to say South Asian legend. They're usually not depicted with arms, or not consistently so. They're like just massive serpents with the heads of, or the faces of humans.
Okay.
Yeah, Seth's taking over World of Warcraft.
that's where my mind went as well when he said Nagas.
Okay, I'm gonna go the other
Well,
way.
legends and lore can be shared amongst peoples and cultures through multiple different vectors. So.
Yeah, yeah. No one's banned from from ruining it.
That's right. I mean, think about it. Like, Immortal Unchained, I'm pretty sure was made by a British studio, and they
That's
ripped off
ruined
Norse
Ragnarok.
mythology.
Yep.
They ripped
Yeah.
off everything they could.
But the British were the person that were getting invaded by the Northern.
But
But
No
worst
wonder
of
they
all,
wanted to destroy it.
they ripped
said we
off anyone
haven't won
who
the
bought the
war, but
game.
we're gonna ruin you in a different way. 2,000 years later in a video game. All right.
I wish Immortal Unchained had co-op, so like all of us could go through like as a strike team, like the week before
So all of
Elden
us could
Ring
suffer at
comes
the
out.
same time, huh?
Yes.
Wow. Thank you.
One of my favorite moments from the whole playthrough in retrospect is like the semi-final boss, the one who's built up as like this absolute monster, right? The most dangerous of the ancient beings sealed away throughout the dime store knockoff sci-fi universe they unimaginatively slapped together at the last minute. Doesn't really do anything and deals no damage at all.
Could be worse. He could deal damage and actually prove to be a hard boss.
Oh yeah, like that regular rifleman who was just a palette-swapped and enlarged version of a regular enemy, who was a palette-swapped and shrunken version of the first boss. Yeah. And to think people said Lords of the Fallen was bad.
Lords of the Fallen wasn't that bad.
No, it really was, especially for
was
like,
it release?
It was a very, very early, like, larger budget Souls-like. I want to say Exit, it was like the first one you heard a lot of people talking about
Yeah,
after
I would
Dark
agree.
Souls 1. And It had some performance issues on console. There's no doubt about that. But as far as the gameplay and design went, it was fine. Not fantastic, but good.
I played the PC version. I didn't have that much trouble with the console people were complaining about it. I never
Yeah, the
like.
peasants.
It's not that I was really into it, but I didn't mind it. It was good fun.
Yeah. I never got the hate. It felt perfectly solid. A lot of the boss designs as well I thought were really cool. But...
Yeah.
And like they're making a sequel now, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah, I did read some. Yeah, but that was announced like ages ago. I haven't seen any proof of any sequel coming. I don't
No
know.
proof of life there. I gotcha. Well, because the same team made the Surge and Surge 2, which are great.
Oh yeah, that was them.
I've not beaten the Surge, but it is very, very good. I've played like over half of it, and it's entertaining. Very entertaining.
It's really hard to anticipate her attacks because of the way she wiggles, and she reminds me of the dancer fight from Dark Souls 3 and curse that fucking thing.
Yeah, but she's a regular enemy here, and we're going to be seeing a lot of her. I mean,
I'm so happy. Well, at least they decided to give her, you know, boobies the size of her head, so I'm seeing more boobies than I see her.
Okay.
Which is a good thing.
Okay. Again, okay.
Because I can focus on things that I actually like.
What, boobies?
Yes.
This is why I love blind playthroughs. It's so fascinating to see what catches different players' eyes, like what they focus on. Because I'm pretty sure, like, Seth, that's joking aside, that's the first thing that comes to mind for you. When I saw it, I was like, oh shit, it's like a Naga with grudge hair. That's so cool.
Actually, I was thinking about why does, you know, Samara from The Ring have such huge boobies? So close. Alright. Oh no. I remember this.
Yeah. Good. You've caught on to the trick. I want to say their soul core isn't all that great, unfortunately. There you go, Seth. Made quick work of that one.
And got the soul core.
Oh, you're getting them left, right, and center. Well done, well done.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna heal now.
Today we're having soul cores.
Flippity,
Soul
flippity,
corns for
flippity.
dinner.
Okay, so we're gonna go that way or nope.
Or nope.
God damn it,
Big
okay, I
nope.
guess we
Big
do
nope.
have to go that way. There should be a Kodama somewhere. Oh, there you are. Wow. If I didn't see it on the map, I would not have noticed it myself.
Thanks, Kadama Sensor.
Yeah.
I also think, Seth, you're getting far more comfortable with fighting some of the game's more resilient yokai. Like, you're really getting dodge timings and all that down. Hey, Cookie, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well.
Hey, Cookie!
Hey, Cookie!
Good evening to you. Now, Seth, you want to talk about growth and learning throughout a playthrough? Remember what a hard time Yoki gave, or Enki gave you at the very start of the game. Like,
Oh,
just
yeah.
learning its dodge timings and all that. And look at you now.
Please
Not
don't
saying
jinx me.
enemies won't kill you once in a while. I mean, they still will. Regular enemies killed me with regularity into the late game. But
They
it happens
killed you
far
regularly.
less. Aye. Yoki says, just a short drop by to everyone to say hi. I got 10 students waiting on me in 5 minutes.
10
teaching Python."
students? What the hell?
Well, how appropriate. We're in the Viper Sanctum right now.
Teaching Python. Aw. That's very
For
nice.
teaching Viper, students will learn how to connect different elements of technology together through the magic of crack.
Cookie, please don't offer your students crack.
Do you have to like design or program pathing? Do you have to have different components of your tech interact with one another? No, not at all. It's like the orcish psychic field from Warhammer 40k. You just believe hard enough that it'll function, and through the magic of crack, it will.
Actually, Viper doesn't support Python. He supports Crack++.
Correct, not indeed.
Cookie says 10 students, yes, holding a class. Right on, man.
Oh,
I hope you guys
wow.
have fun then.
Nice, man. Are you nervous?
I didn't know you were actually teaching. I thought you were just mentoring. This is awesome. Where is the Kodama? Okay, I think that's on the lower level.
Cookie says, I will say that even Brady can write a Hello World script in Python.
You could.
He could.
Thanks, I think.
Yeah. It's a compliment. Take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
Oh, and Kate redeemed stretch.
Wait.
Oh, Cookie says, try this on your Mac. Oh, well, there's your first problem. I don't have one.
That's actually a good thing. Don't let it scare you.
Stretch! Oh!
I do want to learn some of the fundaments of, like, software Mishigosh in the future, though, just so I'll know. Like, I mean... Unfortunately,
you ever
more and
tried
more
coding
technology...
before? Have you ever tried coding?
I have not, no. I know nothing at all, but I'm thinking, right, like, as we move into the future, more and more of the technology regarding, like, student records, class records, things like that, that even if I'm, like, a physical, like, on-campus classroom instructor I'm gonna have to interface with and manage, are going to be developed or fine-tuned, you know, in-house. They're going to be a little bit more intricate. And it would probably make me more employable if I knew just enough to be able to, say, diagnose problems on my own, even if I can't fix them on my own with my softwares.
Seth and Potato, you know this. What was that entry-level coding thing on internet? What was it called again? Kids use it all the time. Teachers use it to teach kids how to program.
No idea.
Well, I'm not a teacher nor a kid.
Scratch.
Scratch.
Was it
Cookie
called
says
Scratch?
Coding Dojo. And also, I mean,
Yeah,
I've seen
Coding
Seth
Dojo,
write
yeah.
code in the morning. It can't be unseen. Sorry, Seth.
Wait.
Yeah,
Dojo as in the JavaScript framework?
No,
Because
like
fuck
I
Dojo.
can't function in the morning. Like I like in the morning I usually have meetings and stuff like that. So I got used to that thing that in the mornings I just don't think really. And I tried using the mornings now to write some code like for the Code Institute, and I just like draw a blank. Like it's crazy. It's like all the knowledge has been completely leaked out of me during the night.
Oh, I know the feeling. My first couple weeks back on the job are going to be very, very rusty. I know this for a fact because it's something I've mentioned I'm rather self-conscious about. I have not really been able to be myself or do the things that define me as a professional for like almost 2 years now. Or no, a year and change.
God fucking damn it!
I sent you a message on Discord, Brady.
Ah, thank you very much.
It's actually
Cookie says in No Potato, Coding Dojo is a facility that people use to teach kids how to code.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
so
I'm
like a
I'm part of
secluded
the Code
mountain.
Dojo. I used to do that. I was volunteer for Code Dojo here in my home state, and I teach kids how to code.
Those
Sort
poor
of.
kids.
Why do you do that? They're gonna steal our jobs.
No, you're
No,
the-
Seth,
you're
that's
the
why he
victim.
does it. He teaches them badly.
Ah,
I'm teaching very badly. Yeah.
Cookie says, I bet you taught them other things, but sure. I was going to say, if there's one thing as somebody working in education that I was taught, like, from the ground up, it's you guys working in the tech sector will never be unemployed for a second, ever.
pretty much.
As long as you're willing to, like, keep learning, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
How do you mean?
Well, like you can learn to be an electrician, and you're pretty much set for life. Like as
Yep.
long as you know how to not kill yourself with electricity, you should be fine. But if you want to stay in tech, you kind of have to learn constantly new things.
Oh yeah, a coworker of
That
mine
is, that is
was.
also true for electricians. Electricians also need to learn new ways and new components and new
Yeah.
working.
Yeah,
working
but you
ethics.
don't get a new fucking version of Java every 3 months.
No, that's true.
Cookie
So-
says, right, ladies and gents, I better go. Have an amazing evening, and maybe I'll pop back on Discord or here when I'm done. All right, man.
Okay,
Take care.
bye.
Good luck with your
Okay,
class.
dude.
So
Hope y'all enjoy.
a coworker of mine went to her parental leave, and she was not working, I think, for 3 years. And now she went from senior level back to junior level because her knowledge completely was like unusable anymore after 3 years.
Yeah, that's why
So
you don't
3
have
years
kids.
is a long time. That's a lot of stuff.
Meanwhile, my rudimentary knowledge of how to invest in others and not absolutely ruin students' lives with too much reading will be useful forever.
Pretty much.
I mean, there's technically a way to stay in tech without ever needing to learn new stuff.
Become
If
a
you
manager.
go into, well, yeah, okay, there's 2 ways. One of them is to just like get into that, like maintaining DOS programs
Oh,
or
fuck,
converting
yeah.
them to
Like an archival program.
Yeah,
yeah, maintaining super legacy stuff.
yeah.
I mean, that's also like a highly lucrative area because there's so many like living people who still know how to do that.
So many
There's so
living
little, I
people.
Like me. Jesus, I feel old now.
See, I feel like we work in very different industries. So, like, Exit,
Yeah.
in your field, you might feel a little older. In mine, you would still be, like,
Baby.
on the side, quite strongly on the side of younger professionals.
I'm not a professional. I'm more of an amateur programmer. I know how a program looks like. I know how to write it, but I have to look it up. I'm not like
know
Seth,
how to break
just sit down and then just sit down and just fucking code the shit out of it. I need to read up, and I'm more of an I like it, and I don't mind coding. I like coding, but more from an amateuristic point of view.
I
would
got
not-
you as a
I would
hobby.
never take that. Yeah, I would never take it as a job. I will fucking shoot myself.
I mean, I like it when you're presented with a new problem and then you find a way to solve it,
Yeah.
and you're happy, you're satisfied. The brain releases the happy hormone.
So
But
basically like doing
Most
drugs.
of your job is just doing the same thing over and over,
Yeah.
and that's a bit boring. Yeah,
Yeah,
What I
but
love
that's
about
pretty
my
much another job.
Is it can never get old. Because you're always dealing with new people, new minds, new perspectives, new ways of writing and speaking and all that. There's always going to
Yeah.
be something you've never seen before.
I
Like, oh
think-
my god, the Gatorade essay. Who would have thought that was possible, right?
Yeah. So the thing
And-
is that in tech, usually people change their jobs like every 2 years or so, just because of that reason. Like after some time, it just becomes old and you need something new.
Yeah,
It
Yeah.
gets a little
mundane
stale.
and it gets
Oh.
stale. That's something I have at my work. My work never changes. It's always the same thing. I always work with the same materials. It's always the same, almost always the same problems. But the difference is the people I meet, and there's always
Yeah.
new people to meet, and that's
Exactly.
that's exactly what you were describing as well. It's the social factor, and that works so well.
Because it does way more to distinguish the experience, I think, than like new mechanics ever could. Like in my field, for instance, new people also represent oftentimes new challenges and new ways of finding enjoyment from the job. Like from the same class where we had the guy say like reading 15 pages a week was too much, could I read my own material and then like give him a summary, an
Regurgitated
abstract written
version.
in Word? Yeah. There was also a couple of absolutely brilliant visual arts performers who were super gifted storytellers and wrote some of the most amazing little succinct summaries of course material I've ever seen, and some of which taught me things about the material at the time I didn't even know. So, like, there's always, as I say, in my world, right, in the world of education, if you go into it with the right mindset, never will student work make you unhappy or disappoint you. It will always either impress you or entertain you. You just have to have the right mindset.
Yeah. I get
You
that.
know, you know the hardest stuff to work with, far and away? Any
Well, go on.
assignment that would merit like a B+. Because if you are in, like, at least any of my classes, if you're like in the F range, if you fail the assignment, that means like 90% of the time you turned nothing in, or you turned in like a Chinese takeout menu instead of an essay, right? Like, it's so far off base, I can't even say this is an attempt at answering the question,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The D's and C's usually have really pronounced problems like, oh, you didn't give me enough sources, it's not long enough, there's a lot of really copious simple spelling and grammar errors, usually multiple problems of that nature. So just fundamentally change the way you proofread it, and you'll probably be fine. And 90% of the time they are. I don't have many students who stay, or I've not had many students who are like in the CD range who stay there for more than like 1 or 2 assignments. They like, I'm able to give them detailed enough feedback that they're able to like really tune it up really quickly. But man, those B+ assignments are the ones that really try me, like as a professional, because they're usually really good, right? But there's something off about them, something off about the way they present information, or they like reinforce their argument or something like that. Usually something really technical that causes it to fall just a little flat, that you've then got to try to meditate on so you can explain to the student in adequate detail what you'd like them to change so they can get over that hump and be in the land of excellent work, right? And oftentimes that's really hard for me to sit there and say like, okay, I know this isn't as good as my other A papers, but what about it is so off? Like, if I had to tell them to change one thing, what would it be? And could I explain that to them adequately?
Right, yeah.
So anytime I get like a bunch of 89s, 88s, which in our grading system would be like a very high B+, I'm like, oh no, oh no.
It's like, no, not again.
And then you have to ask yourself, like, is it even justified to not give them an A? Like, should this be graded a little bit more gracefully? So yeah, those are the hard ones for me. The D's and F's usually, those are the fun ones. Like, Gatorade guy, who was also responsible for Tintin and the Atomic Warlocks of the Congo, which is probably my favorite essay I've read.
Oh.
Oh,
Iggy
Exit
hasn't
wasn't
heard
here
the
for that
Atomic
one. Oh,
Warlock.
yeah.
What the hell? What did I miss?
Grady, story time.
Missed everything.
I don't
So,
want
I'll
to.
have
Do I
to-
want to know this?
I'll have to read this, or excerpts from this off stream, but suffice to say, Exit, I got the most amazing essay from one of my classes last year. So, it was the same gentleman I referenced earlier who, emailed me and my boss with a fairly innocent-sounding question early on in the semester, right? He
Okay.
said, we were teaching like a basic, world, or I think like, might have been a European history class, one or the other, world or European specifically. And he says, you know, hi professor, I hope this message finds you well. Something to the extent of, he used rather confusing wording. Oh yeah, you want to destroy all these snake totems.
Yeah.
Anywhere you find them. I am having a bit of a problem though with this, you know, online class. And hey, it was the pandemic. Lots of people did not want to take online classes. We all had to shift rather unexpectedly to remote education entirely. So you received a lot of emails like this, right? People just saying, hey, I'm having trouble wrapping my head around this, that, or the other. Could you help me? Happens all the time, right?
Yeah.
He says, well, I do every week's readings to try and prepare for our quizzes, but every week as I like get ready for the quiz, I have like 15 to 20 pages worth of study material, and that just seems like a lot. Is there anything you could do, like maybe to help me out here? And I hadn't had a student use the word study material before, but it sounded like he was saying, I try to study for the quiz, and I have too much to go back over, too much to review, so it's overwhelming, right? Like he was saying, I end up writing 15 to 20 pages of notes on every set of like readings for this very basic history class, and that's overwhelming for me. And I'm like, yeah, that's way too much, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
But I have this creeping feeling
That's
not what he means. And so I asked him to clarify, and he's like, oh, well, you know, every week we have to read 15 to 20 pages, essentially. Now, of course, I'm, like, paraphrasing all of this. And, man, that's just too much. So could you or anybody, like, summarize the important points of the readings for me, like in a Word document or something, and send those along? Okay, thanks.
Okay, thanks.
Just so you know, at this point in my graduate studies, I had been, like all of my cohorts, effectively abandoned by our professors in the midst of the pandemic and was reading like several hundred pages a week. And I was like, man, I'll do anything else, literally anything else, but I cannot in good conscience do that. Because you're not just saying 15 pages a week is too much. You're saying 15 pages a week is too much, so professor, so teacher, you do that.
Yeah.
You
do that for
write
me.
it. You write a better version for me. So I told him, unfortunately I couldn't, but if he had any questions about the material, I'd be happy to answer. If he needed help writing or revising notes, I would be totally down. Like, if he wanted me to share some of my own notes, happy to do that. Okay, we don't hear anything back, right? Until our first essay of the semester is due. Now, this essay is about imperialism, and specifically the, like, really negative stereotypes used in imperial, like, late-age imperial media to reinforce, really negative views of the people who are being colonized and exploited the world over. And there's no better choice for this, like, to help students understand at, like, a visceral level, like, here's what this looked like, than those really simple but also abhorrent Tintin comics from back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
So we asked our students to read, like, the uncensored, super prejudiced version of Tintin in the Congo and write an essay on it. Like, how does it reinforce or represent the types of imperialist stereotypes about colonized people, about, like, enslaved peoples the world over? How did it appear the authors or the host society, the Belgian society, saw themselves? How did they see the people they colonized? How do they want their children to think about each of them and how they interacted with each other, right? So it's a really broad topic that students could approach in any number of ways. Eclipse says 20 pages isn't that much. 20 pages of notes is a fuck ton.
Mm-hmm.
Right, no, this guy was not reading or writing 20 pages of notes. He was not reading 20 pages of material, poor soul. Anyhow, we get another email from him just before this essay's due. And by just before, I mean like the day before or 2 days before. And it's not a long essay, by the way. It's like maybe, what was it, Seth? Like 3 pages?
3 pages, yeah.
Yeah, 3 pages, double space. But I mean, it was a lower division class, so like for students in their first couple of years of college, that can seem kind of daunting when you're having to write something of that size and cite it and all that for the first couple of times. Totally. It was for me. Oh, remember, drop goodies to get goodies.
Yep.
Don't read them. In this email exit, basically asks us, me and my boss, basically he said something to the effect of, I know Wikipedia isn't really an academic source, but can I use it? And I very politely told him that,
Nope.
no, unfortunately, because, like, most classes won't accept it, we can't either.
Yeah, like, it's not us, it's everyone else, so we can't either.
But by the time I sent that email, he already submitted an essay. What resulted
What's already done
is the worst goddamn thing I have ever read in my entire life.
I think
I still think it's the
heard it
best.
already. I think you told me this, like,
See,
last year, maybe?
he did not want to, or could not, even though we found and linked a totally free online PDF version to all of our class so they could read it. A full copy of Tintin in the Congo, so he read like the first 2 or 3 pages, then looked up Wikipedia articles about largely unrelated things and tried to stitch it all together. And so you have this, what I can only call, I'm sorry, more diplomatic language fails me, meandering nonsense that ends with, like, the Tintin in the Congo trying to stop the US and the Soviet Union from colonizing the world.
Yes,
And
you told me this.
also,
Where the
like,
fuck did the Russians come from?
Yeah.
The Americans then used Congolese uranium to create atomic bombs.
Yeah.
And there's something about warlocks.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Forgot about the warlocks.
oh my god.
Beautiful. It's art. That's what it is.
It
It's
is.
art.
It is.
Come on, Brady. Tintin wasn't that good. This is better. I'd read that. That's
No,
bad,
that-
but that's like the room level bad. So
That's like
bad.
Birdemic. Like Sharknado. Yeah, I'd watch that. Let me see. I think I have some excerpts from it somewhere or another. When I see really smart or really silly things, I end up saving them. Like just the excerpts, not the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
document. I think I've got some from that particular piece somewhere around here.
I hate this level. You are right.
Oh, Seth, we've not even gotten to the bad part yet.
So, exit. How'd you like the contents of that box?
That was beautiful, man.
Oh, here it is.
I'll get to work on it.
Read.
That was
did you
all
bring
from
in
one
the,
mine. And
Did you bring also the military parts that you got?
it should be in the mods, I think, box.
Okay, cool.
It's somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Here's the one that talks about those Soviet colonies that were just all over the place.
Soviet colonies?
According to the course book, no. The USA and the Soviet Union were strong, and they were expanding their colonies all over the capital W world. Among them, Africa was the one. Africa was a single colony, you guys. With the one with the expectation of getting natural resources of that place. Oh my god, that's wrong in like 5 different ways.
The Soviets don't care. If it's wrong.
Yeah, the Soviets didn't care, like they just colonized the entire Africa.
They did, yeah.
Yes, box.
Exactly. That's exactly what they did.
Don't you remember that was like 20 years ago?
Under Gorbachev.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, he needed resources to wage his wars in Gatorade and Pepsi, the famous Balkan city-states.
Martial arts adept, your reputation level has increased. That's very nice.
That was the same guy who confused Grozd, the Balkan city, which was the site of a horrible conflict during the wars, with Gatorade multiple times
yes.
in one essay.
Like, it seems that probably his autocorrected it, but like,
I don't know how!
He was probably just thirsty and thinking of Gatorade.
Or he hates Gatorade.
Yeah, that could also be the case here.
oh, I
Oh,
didn't know I can
man.
zoom in.
Do I have
Dang
any
it.
more excerpts from that one? Let me check my notes.
Woo!
Okay, exit. So all of that stuff was from one single mine,
Awesome.
and I'm still digging it.
You're still done? You're still digging?
Yeah.
Nice. I think we have to give the microphone to Brady because I think he found something.
Yeah.
I forgot about this part. Sorry, another quote. The USA and the Soviet Union were world power. Alongside, Europe was also trying to rise up and show their existence in the world.
You know, the country of Europe that was very unknown
Yes.
until that point.
Unified Europe, which acquired its colonies after the United States and the Soviet Union.
What?
You know, it's not like one of those two was a European colony.
Yeah, like the Americas were a European, actually a Dutch colony as well.
Yeah.
Dutch, British, French, Spanish, and to a very limited extent, Portuguese and Russian. Yeah.
Russian?
Really?
Really?
The Russians owned Alaska until well on into the 19th century.
Oh, fuck
Oh,
Alaska.
of course.
Nobody
I forgot
cares.
about Alaska.
And
Yeah.
then they fucked up and sold it dirt cheap.
Well,
Yeah, well, the Dutch did that too with New York. Sold it to the British. And I think we sold it for Suriname
Yes.
and the ABC Islands.
is that the same guy that claimed there were 3 world wars?
No, there was
No.
World War I reboot, and then World War II.
It was the remaster.
Yeah, yeah. It was the
Remaster.
PlayStation 5 version.
Like, okay, everybody back to your corners. We're doing this again.
Yeah, the R
Have
Kelly
you
of,
seen the YouTube video of the guy going like, "Please finish the World War trilogy"? Like, you've
Oh,
been teasing
God.
us with the third part for years.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna try and find the video and put it
I
in
mean,
Discord.
if it's gonna be developed by Valve, we're never gonna see World War 3.
Yeah,
Thank
World
God.
War III is a
We're
lie.
not that lucky.
I think it was in an episode of Prepare to Try, that beautiful Dark Souls Blind Let's Play series I was talking about the other day, where after learning the plot, the kind of bonkers basic plot of Dark Souls 3 about returning all these old lords to the fire again, the blind player, the person who'd never like gone through the game before, says, well, that doesn't make much sense, does it? That'd be like if World War III breaks out, they're like, right, okay, everybody who fought in World War II, let's get them back.
Awesome. I do commend this his imagination on that paper. I will say it is a form of art.
It is.
It is.
I will give him that. Other than that, I will get his colonial ass and I will push it back to the.
Other than that, Brady also gave him a D. Or a D minus.
As a general rule, I try to avoid giving Fs on first assignments, like first writing assignments, that seem to be good faith efforts. Like, as confused as this was, this individual did seem to try doing something to answer the question. And, like, between that and the question about studying, it seemed like they were just genuinely very confused about how
Wait,
the whole thing worked.
isn't that the guy that asked for an extension after the deadline and then submitted it, like started writing it after the deadline?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is all the same paper.
I just love everything about that story.
It is brilliant.
Can you let me pray here, please?
We don't
Thank
serve
you.
your religion here, woman.
Alright, now. Where is my guardian? There we go. Okay.
Yeah, man, like... Turns out all those European empires were just jealous of those Soviet colonies all that time.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, also, yeah, remember, the Soviet Union that existed in the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
It's not like, you know, there weren't, like, a couple of very famous revolutions back-to-back in the 1900s.
You know, it could be possible he, while searching for Tintin and stuff about that, he ran into some Soviet propaganda.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
maybe some Soviet fanfiction.
Tintinovsky.
Tintinovsky.
What
Didn't
is
bother
fanfiction
to-
but propaganda written by amateurs?
Didn't bother to read the Tintin comic, just, you know, learned Russian so he can read the propaganda.
That's what I
Seemed
would do.
easier.
Seemed easy.
Hmm.
It's easier than learning Python.
Ah, gotta love the 1010. Not the comics; those are horrible in many different ways.
I
But
used to
like,
enjoy them when I was a kid.
you probably received sanitized versions of the ones that dealt with
Oh,
like
no.
Africa and Asia.
No. I've read the one of Congo as well. And but looking back at it, it's like, yeah, it's totally wrong.
It's
But back
terrible.
it's really that terrible, but not when I was a kid.
Yeah, I know. We weren't that like. I mean, it wasn't about us. Of
Didn't
course, we
see it,
weren't
yeah, we
offended,
didn't
but
see it yet. Yeah. We weren't given the perspective. We didn't have the full picture.
yeah.
And I was enjoying it for what it was. And then somebody told me, well, this is fucking racist.
Yes.
I was like, oh,
And
yeah,
then you were like,
now
oh.
you mention
And then you're like, now that you mention it, oh god.
it. Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
that.
Then you were like, oh, thank you for ruining my childhood. Fuck you.
Yeah. That's exactly what I meant with back in the day when I was a little kid. I didn't have the full perspective, and I didn't see it as
Yeah.
racist at all.
Where? Oh.
But I don't have like what some people have. That they say, well, you're making fun of something out of my youth, and it's breaking my the dreams I had as a kid.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
Nostalgia, yeah.
Yeah, the nostalgia factor. I don't care about nostalgia. Comic.
Yeah, no, neither do I.
Oi, oi. I don't like you.
Oh, it's another yokai smith. Yay!
Oi, oi. Oi, oi.
No. Ow.
It
Ouchie.
looked like you got that with the burst counter. It really did. Good news, Seth. I think you're almost nearly done. Then the real show begins.
Thank you, Brady.
No, normally I would not, like, foreshadow something this heavily, but I do just want you to be prepared. You may have a much better time, but this boss is one of the probably 3 hardest in the game, or was for me.
Okay.
Sorry, 4 hardest. The others are much later in the game. If it helps at all, I don't remember anything in the next chapter, so you know the next little set of 3 or 4 missions being anywhere near as hard as this stage.
That's good.
But hey, at the very least, it's a far more, like, visually distinct stage than we would see in the first
fun.
game, isn't it?
Hmm.
Like, it's beautiful. Yes, I consider, like, old abandoned temples and poison-filled caves beautiful. No, I don't have a problem.
I don't have a problem. You have a problem.
That's only us gamers can see that is beautiful.
The gamers, TM. The gamers and their natural
No!
toxicity.
Why? God damn it! Stop joining in on the fight. I don't want you.
But this
Leave
is
me
socialism.
alone.
Let's say, yeah, you got a yokai for what good it does. Oi!
They just trampled me.
Squeezed, actually. Squeezed! Squeeze! Squeeze!
Again? Yeah. Fuck you. Fuck you. Damn it.
Beautiful.
Fuck you. And now we gonna go fight this guy on this side, so that the fucking thing doesn't aggro me again.
So that you don't have to deal with Inky on top of everything
Yeah.
else. I like that there's quite a bit more variety amongst yokai in this game, too.
Oh yeah.
And we will still be seeing new yokai well into the late game.
Really? That's really nice.
But do be prepared for seeing loads of Inky smiths, and especially those fairly easy to deal with infested soldiers.
Okay, infested soldiers are fine.
That looks like a Norikabe to your left.
Yes, it is. It's a good thing I did not accidentally smack him.
Yeah,
Alright.
really.
Confused. Why? Well, that was unfortunate. I got stuck in the emoting. Also, I just did one. Why did it attack me right away? I'm supposed to have 2 tries.
It shouldn't have. Maybe you did accidentally strike it while you were fighting the smith, and that counted as one failure.
Oh well. At least I don't have to fight the smith again. Wisteria longbow. Nice. Alright, let's try this again.
At least it's right next to the shrine. That should do it. Yeah, buddy.
Thank you. Give me all your loot. I was wondering how to get to that asshole. Fuck you. Okay. And now... onwards
To victory!
to victory! Kick down. And then get back up again. They're never gonna keep us down. Oh, Danny boy.
Wow, that was a very hard left turn into the Northern Irish national anthem.
That's this stream for you. We go places. Right, Seth?
Yeah, apparently today Northern Ireland.
Amongst other things. Go to colonize Russia.
Colonize Russia.
No, Russia colonized Africa, and that made Europe, which I guess Russia is not technically a part of, jealous.
Again, we went places today.
We do. We went places.
We don't do. We did it. Jesus, my English.
I would caution you against using living weapon here because the boss is right on the other side of those gates, I think.
Okay. I wasn't even thinking about it, but... unless it pissed me off, then I would be using it, yes. Okay, maybe I would have used it.
Don't worry, the memories of what this boss did to me will keep me from allowing you to do anything that would be wasteful.
Did you motorboat it?
Well, exit when you see what the boss is. I have a feeling you'll see why that is totally non-applicable.
Oh.
It's a very cool design, but no, that
No motorboating.
impossible. No.
Oh, okay, I'm turning off the stream then.
Big slap. Oh, look, another core.
Blood Spider Blade. I don't know what that is, but it's a very cool title.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
That sounds cool. Doesn't matter what it does, but it sounds cool. Alright, so... loot here, loot here. Oh god. Let's go.
Good luck. We got all the Dama, right?
I have no idea.
Okay. We got a lot of them. I know that.
We got like 4, I think, out of 6, so definitely more than half. Alright, let's see. Ooh, this reminds me of the arena where we fought the vampire lady in big
Oh, yeah.
heels.
Yeah.
It looks almost identical, actually.
Is that a worm bird?
Yeah. Nope. This is Yatsunokami. And it is going to kick our ass.
Seth, do it first try just to spite Brady.
No, not to spite me, to redeem me.
Don't do it first try. Could be redeemed.
Okay, this track, good to know.
You may notice the color pattern on the boss's torso is slowly shifting as well.
Well, that wasn't first try. Hey, I
And
died
like
first
a lot
try.
of the-
Woo.
Like a lot of the other bosses, too, it transforms when it enters the
Of
yokai
course
realm.
it does.
But it actually does something really interesting. That is good and cool, and we will all love. Is there a serpent statue nearby anywhere we could smash to destroy the that last pool of poison? I don't know. Maybe not.
Not see anything.
I would just hoof it to the boss. Hoof,
Yeah.
hoof, hoof, hoof. I actually really like this boss, I just never want to fight it again. Now, isn't there something kind of interesting about what we're seeing here, Seth?
It has snake arms.
And what about them?
They hurt.
Yes,
They have
hurt.
their own health and stamina meters.
Yeah. Oh, of course. It can grapple.
You may also notice, unlike Anenra and I think it was Goski, this thing has a mountain of health to chip through. But you're fine. You've got us. You've got your yokai. You can do this. Those dodge timings, yeah, very good.
Ooh.
Good job. Wow. Oh, you broke it. Nice.
There we go. Of course, now there are 3 entities.
Yep. So what's the strat, Seth?
Kill the Hensies.
You'd think that would work.
Huh?
You would think that would work, but they respawn over time.
Great. Ignore the Hensies.
No, you may actually want to kill them and then just wail on it, or try to create opportunities to break Yatsunokami's stamina so you can perform finishers on it while they're out and about. I will say, on their own, they're not that dangerous. Like, their attacks are far more dodgeable than most of what it throws out. I've not seen it perform its signature attack yet in this series of attempts. I don't think. Its telegraphs are also a little harder to work with than the last couple of bosses, aren't they?
A little bit.
Oh, there it was. It's like this crazy charge with the blade embedded in its forehead. Doing good, doing good. Man, that's a lot of health, isn't it?
Did I miss him?
With the burst counter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh well.
The hitboxing or the timing for that attack in particular is a little. It's a beautiful design though. It kind of looks like Orochi as it would appear if designed by Jim Henson. Love it. I don't think that's the first time I've compared a Nioh design to a Muppet, but... I do like that some elements of boss's design still retain bright, vibrant color in the yokai realm, like the strands of grass along its back.
Yeah, otherwise they would all be very bland.
But as Immortal Unchained taught us, you don't want everything to be green.
I mean, spinach-infused shit is also green, doesn't mean it's good.
Well, Immortal Unchained just looked like all of those zombies had been brought back to life through the power of NVIDIA-infused technology.
It's not easy being green.
But it is easy ripping off several different Souls-like and sci-fi franchises at once, apparently.
Of course. Wait, Exit, how did you fix the ground?
You didn't wanna
So you can-
fall in the hole again?
Earthbending.
Yeah, earthbending. No, you can actually make an item that's called topsoil, and if you drop it, it will form to the biome.
Ah,
make-
okay.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you should see what I built in the back with the garage.
You should see what I just brought into the raw materials chest.
More iron to smelt. I think I need
And-
another forge.
And almost 20,000 nitrate powder.
Oh yeah, I'm also building 800 bullets.
Jesus Christ, he has so much health.
However,
Yes.
we are very
Yes,
low on
it does.
fuel.
Oh, fuel. What do you mean? Coal or gas?
No, gas.
I like it
This
how
is
they
the
don't say.
Yatsunokami experience.
Yeah, they don't say you died. They say freed from this mortal coil. Like, yeah, yes, please free me from this.
I feel freed.
Oh, and as I'm sure you've noticed, the little Umibuzu are back.
Yes, I love them. She says sarcastically, knowing nobody will
They don't
believe
say
her.
you die. They say you live.
You liven't.
I like Mortal Shell, where the message on death is just like death is not the end.
Yeah.
Like an encouragement.
Death is not the end to your suffering.
That as well.
Ah, yeah.
It is the
exactly where I was
sentence.
going.
Also, death is not the end because then you're gonna be turned into a shell for somebody else to wear.
What?
Mortal shell.
Mortal Shell, yeah.
Oh, okay. That took me a while.
Have you played Mortal Shell?
Nope. Yeah, well, yeah, I did, but not to completion.
It's good.
actually-
It's
it's
pretty,
pretty
short.
short,
Like,
yeah.
You finish it in like a free Saturday afternoon, I think.
I think we finished it in 3 streams.
Oh wait,
yeah, and
no.
that was doing like every.
Check the garage. Go to the garage. Go to the garage. Go. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
And that was with Birdie White giving us some trouble.
Does it
Oh,
drop down
fuck
when it
them,
comes
yeah.
close?
Yep.
No, it does. Oh, it
Yes,
does.
it does.
It's just a bit slow. Okay.
Yeah. Because I had to put the camera position in a way so that it can check both entries. So that,
Pop those yokai powers. You got them.
It's pretty
Bring in
good.
our bowl.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, pretty good.
Righteous. Bring it down, Seth. Bring it down. Finish her.
I can't stop attacking!
Just perform more yokai powers. More yokai powers. I don't give a shit. Okay, get back. We're gonna heal. We're gonna have to heal. We have. Oh!
Looking
Shit
at this
ass.
boss, Freddy, I do feel that you will be able to motorboat it. The boss looks motorboatable. Motorboatable.
When you say it that many
Motorboatable.
times, it just sounds like some weird Dutch word.
Bora bora bora.
Means telephone, actually.
Bora bora bora. Kinda sounds like Sims language. Bora bora bora.
Jubadwee. Boony Flarble.
Like a combination of that and Hollow Knight language.
The Sims always use tones that sound as if they're trying to mock you, but
Yeah.
can't form coherent words with which to do so.
Do I get any living weapon charge from the fight?
Some, maybe, I think. Now, Seth, as I'm sure you've noticed, using any yokai ability drains the gauge from which they draw their power. So,
Yeah.
if you use Enki as soon as you can, I think sometimes it might detract from Meski's gauge. No, wait, no, it doesn't. Sorry, it doesn't. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Hello, boobies. Bye, boobies.
No. Think can use a little bit more boobies.
Collected 2
I'm
soul
good.
cores.
I don't know if you shouldn't use Enki. Maybe you should. And yes, look, you are getting soul energy. Okay, yeah, no, we actually do want to wait and charge up Mezki if you
Yeah.
want to use them instead of Enki.
Yeah, yeah.
We learn it. We learn it.
It's okay, it's just been 15 deaths in 2 hours. We're doing well.
Not bad at all. By the standards of Nioh, with how quickly you can die, yeah, no, that's pretty good.
I mean, this is the 3rd stream and we have 65 deaths in total, so that tells you everything.
Did you not reset it after the first one?
No. Keep the counter.
Okay.
What, you thought that 65 deaths in, like, today?
No, 2 streams. Like,
Oh.
I saw we kept the counter at the value it was at the last stream. I just didn't know if we carried it over first. Well, you're certainly doing a great job at finding Yatsunokami's openings. The problem is just, it's got so much health.
Yeah.
And it does not stagger for a terribly long duration anytime you strike its weak point. It's actually, for a boss that has such phenomenal reach, it's very defensively oriented.
Yep. I hate this pools of ass.
Id.
Ass. Just ass. That's it.
Okay.
Remember, we don't want to take hits while we're in living weapon form because it will shorten the duration.
Thank you.
No problem. Trying to think if there are any strategies I would suggest for this, but man, this early on in the game, we just don't have a whole lot of options.
Okay.
I would suggest maybe summoning like an NPC or another player at one of those blue signs you can find out around if we have too much trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't because I'm just really stubborn, but getting really good at breaking its stamina.
Thank you.
Yeah, the small stakes aren't too much of a nuisance once they're detached, are they?
The issue being not being able to get my stamina really well in the yokai realm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You guys wouldn't believe this, but my favorite terrible Let's Player, since I guess he had some experience with this boss from Nioh 2's alpha, or, you know, like, network test or what have you.
Yeah.
On his proper stream series, he demolished the thing.
Okay.
Good for him.
And I mean, we're talking about someone who once, I think, devoted like literal hours, plural, of their life to multiple boss fights in Dark Souls 3 the first time around.
I wasn't impaled, I was ran over.
Totally different.
Yes.
Did you got ran over by a spear? Because that would count as impaled.
I will neither confirm nor deny.
Normally their movement would be described as serpentine, but with their size, I think it's closer to a serpent train at this point.
Serpentine or Serpent 20?
But Seth, you want some good news?
No.
You know that
Yes.
crazy charge attack you burst counter that
Yeah.
impales you irregularly? That's its soul core maneuver, and it strikes most enemies for incredible amounts of health and especially stamina damage 4 or 5 times, and there's
Nice.
no way they can block it. Like, Yatsunokami will shatter late game bosses' stamina in a single use. It is, for my money, the best soul core ability in the game.
Better be fucking worth it.
It is fucking worth it. Please forgive my popcorn.
No, I get you, man. This is a popcorn moment.
Something about Souls-like streams just make me want popcorn.
The salty, of course.
Oh, this is actually a white cheddar popcorn.
White cheddar, what? Okay.
Like dusted with, a white cheddar powder. It's actually really good and not that bad for you.
You Americans and your food, you keep amazing me.
Did you say Cheeto powder?
No, white cheddar powder.
On popcorn.
Cheeto popcorn is kind of disgusting.
Yes, that's where you draw the line. I like that you have standards.
American standards, for that matter, but yeah, standards.
Well, because it's not actual popcorn, it is like the Cheeto puff material shaped into vaguely popcorn-ish shapes and then
Yeah, but-
dusted with Cheeto powder.
Yeah, but that's cheating because any food is
No,
not
that's
actual
Cheeto.
food in American policies.
You know what though, Exit? I know you've been to the country before. You know some of it, even though it's essentially alchemy and not real food, still tastes good.
It tasted weird because I'm used to the real stuff. The popcorn I ate in the cinema almost made me throw up because they put that fake butter on that.
Oh god, that's disgusting.
I like
Did you go and say I can't believe this is not butter?
Butter.
I would never eat it on anything else, but I guess just because I'm used to it, on cinema popcorn, I actually really like it.
See?
Because it
That's why you
basically
guys-
just tastes like salt.
Yeah. Which is weird. And nobody will admit it to me that it's weird, but I know it's weird. I know the truth. Underground butter.
What? For some reason, the counter thing did not want to turn on.
Counter thing did not want to counter.
But I can do this. I feel like I'm getting close.
Yes, you can. You definitely can. If I can do it, you can do it.
Oh look, it's the funny sex number.
Nice. I think it's very relaxing to hear Brady eat on stream.
I know,
I'm
right?
so sorry.
He's really enjoying
ASMR.
himself.
It's like completely silent and then
Cop, cop.
I can go off mic if y'all prefer, seriously.
No, please continue.
He's joking.
It's
It's fine.
it's what passes for commentary during especially tense moments like this.
Yes.
I actually think it perfectly encapsulates the feel of somebody attempting this boss battle for the first time. Just rapt silence and tension with like a bag ruffling and somebody chomping in the background.
Yeah.
Just like in the cinema.
Yeah.
Minus the screaming baby
emotional-
that's usually
the
there.
emotional movie. And somebody's munching
It's not
shit.
Fernando, I will always love you.
I always eat this. Every time. Like if you aren't getting popcorn and like a large Coke Icy at the theater, then what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with you.
Oh, I never get Coke in the cinema anymore.
I just got
They
Coke
kind of
with-
look at you weird when you start, taking lines there. During the movie.
Damn it.
Man, I miss the cinema. I really do. Used to go with one of my best friends to see like the worst movie showing at any given time every couple of weeks, and man, that was a great tradition.
Back in college, we used to have this thing where, like the biggest Cineplex we have would have like their birthday, and they would like have tickets for, was like $2 maybe,
Ah, yeah.
and we'd like take the whole day off from whatever, and just
School.
try to fill up our schedule with as many movies as we can that don't
Oh, that's
overlap.
cool.
Yeah. I know one time I slept through most of Star Trek, and I'm not even sure which one. No regrets.
One of the new ones, right?
Yeah.
They're good action movies. They're just bad Star Trek movies.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Bad Star Trek movies.
Yeah, they're not. There's none of that Star Trek feel.
Well, no, like I feel the same way
That's
about like
because
the Nolan Batman films. I can't stand them as superhero movies, but they're pretty good action films.
I did like the reimagining of the whole DC comic thing. With the Nolan movies, that is.
It was very bland to me, but like a lot of the performances were really good. But I mean, you guys know me. I like things ridiculous and over the top and kind of fantastic in anything.
Yeah. Brady, this boss hurts.
I know. If it's any consolation, I died dozens of times here.
I already died more than a dozen times. Beppo, you're not gonna get it. He keeps booping me with his nose to give him a flips.
Does
No.
Beppo want to try, maybe?
Just flip him off.
Does Beppo have the strat we need?
He is the champion we've been waiting for.
Like, he thinks we don't, but we know Beppo stays up all night watching speed runs to try and improve his game.
Yeah. He wants to do mommy proud.
What's up, Potato?
I'm low HP and being surrounded by zombies.
Typical Tuesday.
It will pass. We'll be fine.
I think
I
the
know,
zombies
I
have it
don't know.
worse. They have no HP. That's, hence the zombies.
Oh, I know. Oh, I have bandages. It's fine.
Let's go to the Shadow Realm.
Oh fuck! There's a zombie bear.
Zombie bear.
Yeah, now I'm dead.
Steph, I would heal. You're doing really good in terms of the boss's health, though. If you could pull something like that off one more time, you'll be good. I hate those blades. The base that I don't have like permadeath, does it?
No, I adjusted the server a little bit to not punish deaths too much. So
Nice.
you do lose everything in your inventory, but you don't lose anything in on your tool belt. So you still have everything you have on your tool belt. You will still have like the weapons and all that stuff that you need on hand.
And can you do like a corpse run to get the rest of it?
Yeah, and you can corpse them to get the rest of it. And there's only a 25% XP penalty. So you have to gain 25% of your XP back before you can actually level up again.
Okay, yeah, no, that's actually very generous. Good on ya.
Yeah, but normally the game would just give you 50% XP fault, and you lose everything. So even your toolbar shit. So you will be completely naked. Oh yeah, also your clothes. So everything is gone. You can get it again, but you have to corpse run to get your shit back.
Alright, Seth, I would be very careful with my health. Heal. And pop a crystal to get yokai form again, and you've got this. Okay, okay. Let's do this! Use those yokai abilities as soon as you get them. Ooh! Ooh! Okay, okay. Bull, 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 bull. Thank you. Just apply pressure on Big Daddy there and you'll be good.
Oh!
Hey Potato, where did you die?
Shit! I'm gonna die from poison. Oh.
That was beautiful, though. Great run, Seth. Be proud.
There.
I'm proud of you.
Okay. Now let's see. What do we have?
Hey Potato, can you mark on the map where you
Okay,
died so I can help you out?
It's fine. Let's see here. Black goose helmet. Hmm. Fuma ninja robe. Too bad.
Where
I
the
need
fuck is he?
skill.
Potato, Potato gone? Potato gone.
Potato gone.
Oh, he's up. Oh, he's muted.
Potato gone.
No, I don't see him online anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, this is a little bit better.
Seth, that was such a great run.
It still hurts.
You
me.
almost had that sucker.
Yeah. Oh, and I wanted to here. Let's see if we have anything.
I had a couple runs like that, and I'm pretty sure I actually screamed when I made it
Harakiri
like
sword.
within a hair's breadth.
You will lose Alamrito. Of course. I'm not sure if he is getting damaged by electricity, but let's see.
That's a good question. Let me pull up a little elemental info for you.
Holy fuck, I got a level 5 auger. I think potato went AFK.
Exit, you love your augers, don't you?
Well, they're gasoline powered digging tools, and it's fucking awesome. But yeah, the higher level they get, the better they perform. So yeah, of course I like it.
So, Seth, you happen to strike the lottery. Lightning is the only thing it's weak to.
Oh, there he is.
I mean, it's not like I'm doing a lot of damage, but it's doing a little bit more tickle.
Do you need help getting your stuff back, Taylor?
Well, I just need to get there. So, like, maybe if you could drive me there with the car, and then I'll pick up my bike.
Sure. Hold on, let me get out of this place.
Yeah, let me just do the planting then first.
Alright. One more try. If it doesn't work, then we're calling in the cavalry.
What is the cavalry?
Summons.
Summons.
Oh.
Seth, you know, were we on the same platform, I would graciously offer myself as a summon here, and would probably somehow be even less effectual than a solo attempt. But
I mean, I
Alas,
always
I
could use a
cannot.
sacrifice, so it's fine.
Sacrifice or Brady's. Best Brady's are sacrificial Brady's.
guess I'll
Sacrificial
have to start
Brady's.
using the other name my parents were considering for me. Which I hate.
Which is?
But Justin Connor.
Excuse
Justin
me.
Connor.
JC.
Savior.
You-
Yeah.
I am happy
Yeah,
your
of the
parents
universe.
were like, nah.
Sounds like a trust fund kid, I know.
Yes.
No, it sounds more like somebody who's going to save us from.
I'm sure I would
Terminator.
trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Connor's younger brother.
No, son. We have John Connor at home.
John Connor.
Yeah. That meme.
I love that meme. I'm not a huge meme guy, but that one is great. I know commenters have said the balls in Yo Jaws artist sounds like Akon at home.
Excuse me, 2 in a row?
Oh, yeah. That is the attack it performs if you summon it. Right down to the ricochet. Yeah, just so you know, Dozan and friends worship this thing.
Where are you, Tater?
Which, of
Just
course, has
blend
been
in.
corrupted. It's normally beneficent. But, hey, you know that giant snake from Sekiro? I
Yeah.
want to say they share the same inspiration. Like they're supposed to be like the same type of creature.
They have the
Okay.
same dad.
They have the same dad? Oh no.
They belong to the same union.
I don't see you, Tater.
One moment. I need to drop off the food.
Oh, that's actually a good idea. I have a lot of stuff on me. Hold on.
So I gave the two
The two.
cups, and now we just wait, right?
Yeah. Or you could interact with any of the blue gravestones you see scattered around the area. I'm pretty sure. Let me see if I can't find any more tips for you on the wiki.
Oh, there is one over there. extra schnitzel.
That's always good.
All right, you ready? Because they're ready for you.
So if I just run in, that should be fine.
I don't know. I do not know.
Oh,
You may
well.
have to like clear the way with them. Zeph.
No, he's here.
I'd be down for extra schnitzel. I'm a fan.
Are you a schnitzel enthusiast?
I mean, it's fried breaded meat, so of course.
What a stupid question, Exodus. I'm sorry.
Generally, if there is like a savory, like protein-heavy meat-based dish that is also somehow unhealthy for you, I'm there. Again, Exit, we've spoken in the past about my incredible desire to try Kopsalon at some point. Man, that
Oh, yeah,
sounds right up my
absolutely.
alley.
Try what?
Kapsalon.
It's
What's that?
like a Dutch version of the broadest umbrella you could classify it under is a type of like loaded French fry, basically.
Yep. It's
Loaded
French
with
fries,
what?
loaded with shawarma, meat, cheese, and French fries. Up on. Up on.
Sometimes, occasionally,
I
a
can't
sauce,
unbite.
right?
Yeah, you can.
It
I got a
asked
body
me
sheet.
to. It asked me to enter the password.
65535.
8675309.
No, schnitzel!
Where are we going, actually?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Well, the serpent got some extra schnitzel.
Let me see. Actually, I'm not sure where I died. Oh, there we go.
Finisher.
Yeah, you were in
Yeah.
the big city yourself.
I'll share you the waypoint. Yeah. There, now you should be able to see it.
Yeah, see it.
Back in my undergrad years, junior and senior year at the large university, one of my favorite dishes to get if I needed like a relatively quick lunch from like one of the on-campus restaurants, one of the restaurants now, not one of the little markets that was manned by a catering service that hired the nicest people but served the worst food because it was all prepared off-site. And I only would ever get this like twice a month because it was a huge calorie bomb, right? A massive serving of like in-house fresh prepared and seasoned curly fries loaded with, I want to say, a sharp cheddar and mozzarella cheese blend melted with crumbled up bacon, I want to say onions as well, and served with like a ranch sauce on the side. Oh my god. That would keep you going for like the next 8 hours of your shift or your studies.
Yeah, nice.
And then it would promptly knock you right the
There's the
hell
bike,
out
right?
as soon as you stop moving.
Somewhere around here?
Yeah, inside.
Uh,
Oh yeah, Brady, that sounds. Ooh.
So good.
See, that's
It
the
would
thing.
be like the one meal, the one thing I ate all day, but it would keep you going.
Oh yeah. Where's my
And we're not
car?
talking like a small portion, we're talking like a takeout container, one of those styrofoam clamshell containers full.
Okay, now I summon the Jedi in exile.
I'm still on Team Schnitzel, but hopefully this Phantom will perform a bit better. I think these may be like AI controlled.
Yeah, they are
Phantom
AI.
on somebody else's build.
Yeah, they are AI.
This one's doing a little better, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may have to use the Ochoko cups if you want, or at the shrine if you want human
Yep.
partners.
Yeah, was never a big fan of humans.
I understand. We're not great.
So, exit, I just found a level 4 ogre.
I got a level 5 ogre.
Well, I found it on a car, my dude.
Well,
But with the two of
that
them,
makes it better? I don't know.
you contribute summon using the two of them as sacrifices to, like, play a level 7 augur.
Oh my god. If
That's
only that was-
brilliant.
if only that was
Yeah,
true.
if that was actually possible, that'd be fucking nice.
The pride of my deck is my Red Eyes Black Augur.
They call him the Augur King.
No, Jedi in exile.
The true MVP was the Grand Magi Asa.
I thought it was the Augurs we met along the way.
Nah. It was dropping down at level 3 monster with 12,000 attack and defense. Just on your like first turn and you're going second, and you just go over your opponents, whatever they have on the board, and just like you're dead.
I long for the days when, or before they, like, very quickly banned all 5 components of Augur the Unchained.
Augur the Unchained.
Or no, Augur the Forbidden, sorry.
I agree with both options. To be honest.
You know, you had, like, the blades of Augur the Unchained, you had the power supply of Augur the Unchained, the shell of Augur the Unchained. All very weak individually, but if you could get all 5 of them out on your field at a time, you instantly won.
Go, go, Augur Rangers!
The Augur Sword.
Augur Sword!
Like, assembled from 5 smaller machines in the shape of, like, a screwdriver, some pliers, a plumbing snake.
Plumbing snake. What is a plumbing snake? Is that a real thing?
Yeah, you know, one of those lengthy, flexible metal kind of appendages that a plumber will use to unclog drains or otherwise probe them.
Oh, yeah. Okay, got it.
Plumber
got it.
snake.
Plumber. Is that called a plumber snake?
Yeah.
Yes. In English, anyhow, that's how we refer to it.
Alright, fair enough.
Probably the most deceptively cool name for a like common household appliance in the world. Maybe if aliens ever stumble upon the ruins of human civilization, and along with them references to plumbing snakes, they'll think, oh, wow, like, human infrastructural engineers apparently summoned familiars to unclog their toilets for them. Such powerful sorcery.
Yeah, and then they were gonna see Immortal Unchained and say, okay, never mind.
Never mind, they're the British idiots.
No, we
They'll be like,
understand
do you
why they're
think he
gone now."
trained wild ones? Or did they breed them specifically for that task?
No, they summoned them from the lower planes, like infernal plumbing snakes.
Ah, my fuck. King Nuggets.
The nuggets?
Jebote bog, Isus mater.
Ooh.
Bila sam tako blizu.
Oh, she starts swearing in her native language. That,
Well,
you
that
know-
last one wasn't a swear, she just said she was so close.
Oh. I just thought she was insulting my mother.
That's
That's what I mostly think when she
Can you come over here, pick up some
Where's
stuff? My
Schnitzel?
inventory's kind of full.
I am free. Oh, I was going to say I'm 3 floors up, but I just dropped down that floor and broke my leg.
Nah,
Oh,
we're not
nice.
gonna play like this. No, Beppa.
So you can come here, pick up stuff.
I don't even know where you are,
Is
dude.
Schnitzel here?
On the bottom floor, in the garage.
Oh fuck! Hold on, let me just take care of 20 zombies here.
You need some help?
Man, I'll be good. Oh crap! I need to go.
Okay,
Oh,
let's
there's
see if
still
there
one
is
floor.
anyone in this game right now.
There we go. 8k XP.
Nice.
You can't. You sense a visitor's presence. Yes!
There you go.
Now let's hope they're any good.
Hey, as long as they don't run.
Oh fuck! No, never mind. It despawned. I didn't have room
Oh,
to
no.
pick it up.
They're called Damien Dark.
Oh, after the DC supervillain.
Great.
Also the main villain of season 4 of Arrow. Probably one of the program's stronger years, I would say.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh, and,
Legends of
and another
Tomorrow,
Kaiju
using what?
Wololo.
Yeah, he was.
Not watch
and in Flash.
Legends. I've got to watch Supergirl is the program currently on my roster. Like I'm going from like oldest and like kind of shortest to newest. Flash is after that, then Legends, and Batwoman somewhere along there as well.
Oh no, you can skip that one.
Yeah, you can skip Batwoman.
I've seen some of the crossovers. I really like their take on Gotham City.
Okay, one of these guys is using a lot of
probably going with it.
electricity. Look at that.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah. Ouchie.
Come on, you got this. It's just got so much health. God.
Yep. So, 3 of us just piling on him.
Got this.
Am I? No, I was stuck.
Hey, Potato, I found a gun you might like.
What?
Level 5 M60 machine gun.
Ooh, that sounds pretty good. I found a sniper rifle.
Yeah, that's something.
No, well, Potato's set.
It does.
Not in this world.
It does
What are these
55.5
super
damage
slow-
per shot.
That is Onmyo Magic, summoning a series of flame-based projectiles. They're actually quite potent.
No.
Come on now, come on. You got this, you got the heals. You got the heals to outlast this. You could tell, though, there were, like, people waiting to assist others.
Yeah.
It's kind of endless. We'll probably have to perform a finisher on it. Hit it with Enki. That should do it.
Finally.
Well done. Ja, bo ty włoski śmieje. You won. And I'm so proud. That didn't take long at all.
Okay, now I'm in trouble.
Do you need me to help?
Yeah,
You can scroll down to find more.
I ran out of ammo. Oh, my gun broke, so
Oh, my butt cheek hurts from this.
Okay.
Mine too.
Wait, why yours?
Clenching.
Empathic pain.
Hmm.
Now time for some story.
Where are you?
I am on the 4th floor, I think. Just follow the trail of dead bodies, you'll find me.
I mean, that's pretty high up. I'll remember you fondly.
Who are you? She shows her sword. Because apparently she is unable to speak.
That's her official ID.
She shows her passport.
That's her COVID pass.
Mumyo.
我やの若い衆はわしをそう呼んだ。あやかしの女と出会ったあの日。わしはあやかしを滅ぼす。
So he was the last Mumyo, the same title used by the woman who attacked us at the end of the last stage.
Ah,
Yeah, so this is our father.
Father.
great.
Father.
人妖が融和して暮らせるよう。霊石を集め、よこしまな者の悪用を防ぐは、その誓いを果たすため。
Yeah, so this is actually a really important theme of Nioh 2's story, the idea that yokai and humans can coexist and get along. And that they should. Well, you're living proof of that, of course.
Yeah. And they are the
Oh.
living proof that they shouldn't.
No, those are Yoshitatsu's yokai. The successor that took over Dozan's territory.
Daddy! No!
It looks like stuff we may have time for one more quick mission. Hey presto. We're picking up some steam now.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Hello!
Oh, hello.
Well,
Wait, why are we shouting hello?
Oh, I just
presumably exit
Oh,
ran into
potato.
potato in game.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to build a bridge over to where I am.
Yeah, it's not letting me.
Destroy all of them! Oh, it's her again. Hello.
It's her again.
Do you have any repair kits on you?
I got one. Here you go.
Possessed by Shirohami.
Yep, you've got a new guardian spirit, the Great Serpent.
I'm still gonna stay with my doggo, you know that.
Of course.
I saw one here.
Mumio sure did turn up at a great time. Amiable as ever, of course. But curse Yoshitatsu for sending monsters to do her dirty work while she makes off with those stones. With things as they stand, it's too dangerous for us in Mino. There's no use staying here, so let's follow the wise words of Dosan and make our way to Owari. If we make it out alive, I'm sure we'll have a chance to repay our gratitude to him. And you
I
got
got
the
another
shrine
level
maiden.
5 ogre.
There it is! There it fucking is!
Oh, oh.
Yeah, that one
Look
was
at that.
awesome. Alright, so first things first, another good night story. And then we're gonna head on to a side mission.
Good night, sorry.
Alright. The next lady is Maria Callas, opera singer. Maria was a clumsy and unpopular girl. She was sure that her mother loved her sister more because her sister was slimmer, prettier, and more popular than her. One day, Maria's mother discovered that her little daughter had an amazing voice. She encouraged Maria to sing in order to earn money for the family. Maria's mother tried to enroll her in the National Conservatory in Athens, but Maria was rejected because she had never had any formal training, so her mother sent her to a private teacher. When her teacher first heard her sing, she was speechless. It was the most amazing voice she had ever heard. Not only did Maria master all the most difficult arias in a matter of a few months, her singing style went straight to the heart. Maria applied to the National Conservatory again, and this time she was accepted. One night, she made her debut on the stage of the most prestigious opera house in the world, La Scala in Milan. When she sang, the audience hung on to every note and every word as her voice carried them away to a place full of passion, rage, joy, and love. At the end, they jumped to their feet, clapping and shouting, and showered the stage with roses. Maria came to be known simply as La Divina, the Divine One, the most famous soprano ever. And she passed away in 1977. And this is the illustration.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah, very pretty. Okay, so let's see. So
Now remember, you want to complete the Way of the Warrior, all of
Yes.
those missions if you can, to unlock new abilities in our skill
we
trees.
need Way of the Warrior, right? That's the one.
Mm-hmm. And I would do Way of the Ninja and Omio as well. We don't need to read those.
Okay.
Basically, he found trainers to teach us things.
Yay, trainers.
The ninjutsu and Omio trainers in this game are actually really, really important, and you'll recognize one of them.
Am I supposed to like use it now?
Yeah, we've done this before, if you remember.
Oh. And then I learn a skill. I guess? Wait, not this one. And then I guess we get the fuck out. Or we just talk to the guy. No, we just talk to the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
You.
Or maybe not. Am I
Oh
supposed...
wait, you spent the skill point, right?
Yes. Like, we learned this thing.
Okay. Oh, now equip the skill.
Oh.
Like in your skill customization menu. Yeah. So change from that to sword key. There you go. That's what they want you to do. Pretty sure. And now perform it.
What was it, like L1?
L1 and triangle.
Oh!
There you go. Have fun.
Oh, I'm so happy that I am using the fist. How did I impale? Okay, never mind.
Not a fan of the upper stance sword?
Nope.
Well, we used mid stance throughout Nioh 1.
Yeah.
Which is a different experience altogether. Well done. I really like the design of our trainer in this one. Look at that. Look at that bird.
Yeah, that bird is very... Oops.
Burp.
Kodama can visit my hut?
Yes, remodel hut, then go to visitation.
Hi. I look at him and
Now,
he's
I
like,
of
how
course
did I
went
get
for the
here?
giant serpent at this point.
Okay, any whoosies? What
Side
do we...
mission to the
We have
the
one
greedy
here.
hunter. The search first. Oh, and the search will give you a Kodama bowl helmet.
Ah, favor for the blacksmith, maybe first. That's
Oh,
the...
yeah, okay. There's quite a few of them, wow. Hey, Hitty, I've got a small favor to ask of you. You remember the blacksmith Toyo, right? You know, the girl you saved back at Tatara? Well, it turns out she buried some of her valuables to stop the bandits taking them. She was planning to head back for them once they cleared out. Now the village is a den of yokai, so it's too dangerous for her to venture in alone. And that's where you come in. She wants you to go and retrieve the items in her place. Don't let her down, will you? She's counting on you.
Yay.
No, I don't have lockpicks.
I do.
Welcome back to the forge.
Yay. There was 0 Kodama, so we're gonna be pretty fast done with this one.
You're only here for the
Yeah, you take the rest.
Yes.
By the way, I got something for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, here. Where is it? Here, it's an impact driver. It's the upgrade from the ratchet.
Ooh,
And since you have a better salvage
Oh, wait.
salvaging
I
skill than I
have
do,
more?
thank you.
More?
you'll probably make better use of it.
How powerful is the impact driver measured in terms of augers?
I would say 2.5 over.
Oh,
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
interesting.
But The auger does something the rest of those tools don't do. The auger wants you to get out of its swamp.
Yep. Nice. Nice. That's a good one. I
Wow.
love it.
Okay, so there's nothing
Nope.
up here. I
Motherfucker.
want to jump.
You gonna jump?
No. just looking down makes me anxious.
Got some good XP for this though, by the way.
Oh crap, I'm in the upper
Yeah.
stance, I just noticed.
Yeah, I got-
I was like, this is weird.
Whoops.
I'm supposed to level up.
There we go.
and
I am
had a
now
penalty.
level 10 intellect. So next skill point I'm gonna get is to get the gyrocopter.
Ooh,
Yes, and then we're gonna have some roof.
Gyrolicious. Have you explored this floor?
Yeah. I jumped
So-
off here and then did that floor. I went the intended way up.
Oh, yeah, I don't do that.
But I could hear you building. Yep.
Oh wait, oh fuck these guys. Whew. Okay, he's done. Going. Ah, I forgot to equip the snake.
You definitely want to equip the snake. Snake would send just about any yokai we encounter at this point, along with most bosses, absolutely packing. But again, I have to congratulate you Jeff, for dealing with what I consider one of the hardest bosses in the game in fewer tries than it took me.
Yee. Thank you.
In the next stage, we'll get to see, I believe, our first human boss of Nioh 2. We'll get to see the frustrating way they adjusted their stamina, but also just a really cool fight, in a more general sense.
Oh, of course.
And a reminder, everything we've done so far takes place well before the events of Nioh 1.
Nice.
Oh, you got combo.
So you know, if you don't want to do them, the Omyo training stages are overseen by the legendary sorcerer Abe no Saime, who I believe was deceased, according to the legend, right? Long before the time Nioh 2 is supposed to take place during. So he, like, returns from the afterlife to train you.
Ah.
And the ninjutsu stages are overseen by Hanzo Hattori. But not the one from Nioh 1. Rather, his father, the one who became the giant toad boss.
The one from Overwatch?
No.
Okay,
You remember
so
Giant Frog, right? One of the best bosses in Nioh 1?
I only met a frog Thor.
Frog Thor?
Yep.
Then there's all those frogs from Tales of Iron, but we don't talk about them.
Are you unfamiliar with the story of Frog Thor?
Yes.
I don't believe I know it, no.
So, imagine Thor
Yes.
with his hammer, and then imagine him as a frog.
Yes.
I have recently
yeah.
seen Thor as a rat, so I believe I can wrap my head around this concept. Yes, okay, that's pretty interesting.
That's Frog Thor. He's an actual
But why?
comic hero.
Yeah.
Like alligator
I mean, there was that
Loki?
time that Thor, or they thought Thor died or was imprisoned or something, and so some aardvark-looking alien had to take over for him. Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah,
So-
Beta Ray
Oh,
Bill.
Beta Ray Bill is great.
He's awesome, actually. Yeah. If you look, he was actually in the Thor Ragnarok movie. If you looked really closely, you could see him.
I've not seen
the
Ragnarok
statue.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of his statues.
Fascinating.
I saw Dark World for the first time, I want to say, late last year.
Oh, the Dark World. Oh, for you.
No. I mean, like, it doesn't have much in the way of plot, but in terms of aesthetics, it was really nice. And I love the fact that they got Christopher Eccleston to play Malekith. He did a good job.
Oh,
You did a good job, yeah.
that
But
fucking...
because of all the makeup, it was really hard to see him.
Yeah.
Act
Kay
Vara.
redeemed Hydrate.
Yeah, we'll
Thank
do
you.
in a second.
Hail hydrate.
I think the Thor films are really entertaining, but they're, even by Marvel standards, usually really light on plot. So they're just like good old action movie junk food.
Yeah.
I do like the new Spider-Man movie.
Don't spoil
see
it.
it.
I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
I'm spoiling it. Peter Parker is Spider-Man. There.
No!
No.
Ruined!
All this time I could have sworn it was Viper. I mean, it probably is, and Peter Parker's
Okay.
just a literal smoke screen.
Crack smoke.
Hydrating for you, Kay.
There's actually
Cheers.
some really good scenes. I really enjoyed the new Spider-Man movie.
I do wish Marvel would get away from all of the multiverse shit and just maybe like start introducing more obscure villains or characters from their heroes' like main canons, but they'll never do that.
No, not them again.
I don't know. This multiverse, like with bringing back Tobey Maguire and
Spoilers!
Andrew
Andrew
Garfield.
Garfield.
everybody knows they're coming back. Like, it's actually funny to watch the interviews where they're not allowed to say anything.
Yeah. And you have to give
They
it
are
up to
just
Andrew Garfield.
they're just somehow showing up to an interview with Tom Holland for no specific reason.
You have to give it up for Andrew Garfield because he was really grilled if he was a part of the movie. And he
Yeah.
You
kept
have to
saying,
give it
"No,
up
no,
to
no."
for Tom Holland, who managed to not spoil something. For
That is-
Yeah.
that is also true.
I mean, he himself said that nobody should tell him anything because he just can't keep a secret.
Yeah, usually they would send someone else with him, just to keep him quiet.
Yeah.
Like most of his interviews were with Benedict Cumberbatch,
Ah, yeah.
and he even said himself, like, "I'm only here to make sure he doesn't say anything."
I think though maybe this is just because I was brought up on comic books and comic book derived properties, right? But I feel like there's not over much to spoil about a Marvel property though, because you always know how those stories are gonna go.
Oh well, I mean,
Yes
they
and no.
do have their own
No.
take on every single, like, the general plot line of how it's
Yeah.
gonna go, but you don't really know what's gonna happen exactly.
And how
Because
they're
That's
going
fair.
to
which part of
how
the
they're going
comic
to
book
describe-
they're gonna decide to
Bad boy,
put
I have
into the
20
movie.
more minutes. Don't give me attitude.
Huh.
You know what he does? He makes me go out with him earlier than usual, and then we come back, and then he expects me to go out at the time we usually go too. So like 2 walks.
So like 10 minutes later.
Yes, exactly.
Makes perfect sense.
He's like, hey, it's our walk time, remember?
Have you forgotten?
I'm your only son. How can you forget me?
Oh yeah, also, recently, just before the Spider-Man movie, I watched Venom 2 as well.
Oh yeah. Also,
And I saw people, like, shitting on it, but I've actually enjoyed it.
it was
Oh
really
yeah, I've heard so many bad things about it, like people were really not happy.
good. People always have problems with it.
I mean, I
suppose.
expected more from a movie with Woody Harrelson in it.
Yeah.
But other than that, perfectly fine. Decent movie.
Holy shit! 2 of our turrets got blown up.
Ooh, shit.
I just noticed right now.
Shine. Okay.
Also, I cannot wait for the movie where they bring Deadpool into the MCU.
Yeah, that won't take long. I think that's about to happen.
Yeah. They already have it planned out. It's just a couple movies in. But
Okay, fuck these wheelie guys.
We almost.
really fuck them.
Wheelie fuck them, yes. Wheelie wheelie. Wheelie 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 wanna zig a zig ah.
If you wanna hold my penis, you gotta get with my pants. What?
Well,
Well,
you know what? Just burn and salt this entire week of streams. Just bury them.
Yeah, just bury all of them.
why?
This was a week of dead air.
Wheelie wheelie
I have
wheelie
no
dead
idea
air.
what you're talking. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know what?
Mario found all those moons on his own.
Come with me, Dave from work.
Dave from HR.
Yeah,
You
his name was Dave.
invoked Dave from work.
Yeah, exactly.
So
You
you've seen Dark.
invoked his holy name.
So
and
when are
can
you
now
going to
access
see?
the spell.
When are you going to see Ragnarok then? Have you seen Dark World?
I'm very slowly working my way through the MCU stuff I haven't seen. I will say though, I was like watching while I was writing my thesis, right? During downtime, the entire MCU from the very start. Because I've never watched the whole thing straight through, right? And I missed a lot of the newer films. I saw Dark World for the first time. I saw Captain America for the first time.
Alright.
Which is really good.
Winter Soldier is my favorite.
Okay, I didn't think Winter Soldier was quite as strong because I'm a fan of period pieces, but they're both really good. They are.
Dave.
I like the emphasis they give Samuel L. Jackson in Winter Soldier. And
Yeah,
that's
motherfucker.
great. But I will still contend the best MCU film by a country mile, my favorite, is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
There is no beating that. That fucking soundtrack, man!
Oh yeah, that's killer.
And the Guardians of the Galaxy game has an equally strong soundtrack.
I really
Yep.
need to play the game, but I...
You really need to play the game. It's so good.
Yes, but
Look.
I need to first get the PlayStation 5, because I'm not buying that on the computer.
I have
You
the
can be
PC
walking
version. It's great.
You can be walking around your ship and Never Gonna Give You Up will start playing.
Yep.
Oh, okay, that's good.
My
The
ship
soundtrack
is
is
never
really
gonna
good.
give me up.
I had to get used to the voices first, but when you do, it's really good. The conversation is good. The banter is fun. It's really good.
I'm still very early on, but I'm really liking it so far. It feels like a very successful synthesis of like a Telltale adventure game with a third-person shooter.
But they didn't have like the actors voice the characters,
No,
right?
no.
No.
Oh, that's
No.
good because it'd be really weird for Star-Lord to be voiced by Super Mario.
No, and the characters don't look like the characters of their
Yeah.
counterparts.
Yeah, like the Avengers.
Yeah.
The only difference is I would say
This
the
game is good?
Guardian. Well, that too. But the Guardians' takes on the visual takes on these characters, like particularly Star-Lord and Gamora, you know, and Drax, the more humanoid-looking ones or human-looking ones, have been made a little more visually distinct from their cinematic counterparts, so they don't enter like the uncanny valley to the extent that the Avengers
yeah.
cast did.
They driven it more to their comic book counterparts.
Yes.
Which
Yeah.
I do enjoy. Yeah.
I want to say the only one who looks nothing like they did in this films or comics is Groot, and that's because they gave him an even better design.
That's comic book Groot. That's how he looked in the comics.
Isn't he a little bulkier in the game?
No.
Oh, okay. I could have sworn he was like kind of thinner and a bit more wiry in the comics, but it's been ages since I've seen him, so you're
Oh, the
probably
original
right.
Groot, yeah. They brought him back to his roots or his.
Well,
roots.
it depends on who the artist was, because I know there are different iterations.
Well, of course, yeah.
And you can unlock scores of costumes, like based on the films, based on the comics.
Yep. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to get all the armor pieces.
Again, I'm just in chapter 3 because I've gotten distracted with other projects. Demon's Souls. But I really
Ace
enjoyed what
Attorney.
I've seen so far. Oh, and Ace Attorney, right.
I have actually downloaded it on my Mac, and now I'm really sorry I did that.
The first game
Eat shit! Sorry.
really easy, and I told you I have issues with its narrative. Second game is much stronger narratively, but oh, Seth, the third case made me feel like a fucking idiot because they do that thing that they haven't done in the series for a long time, right? Where you'll see like 2 or 3 contradictions in one like little sequence of statements,
Oh, I hate
and
that.
there's like 3 pieces of evidence that point out what the problem is, and you're expected to use either just one of them or use them in a very specific order.
Yeah. I
You
know,
ever
I
you ever
hate
had
that.
those moments, like especially in the original trilogy, they did that all the time. Do you
Yes.
remember?
Yeah, yeah.
Where you'd be like, I don't know what the fuck you want me to do. Then you like throw out a Hail Mary, and using a totally different piece of evidence, the character then goes on to illustrate the very same problem with the testimony you already noticed through some really weird roundabout means. Like, that's something though I've noticed the fandom has a problem with, or quite a few of them. Like,
It
feeling
made
as
the
if the game relies too heavily on adventure game logic, and like, you figure out what's going on, you solve the mystery, you solve the puzzle,
Yeah.
but it's really obtuse the way by which you have to like prove that you solved it. If
It
that
makes
makes
the game
sense.
really hard.
It makes the game hard, and it makes you feel stupider than you probably should. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The game is still brilliant.
The second game in Ace Attorney Chronicles is brilliant. The first one I still contend is pretty bad. There's lots of characters you're gonna like. Like, the character writing's really strong, but the cases themselves are really bad. More often than not. The fifth one's good, the fifth case is good, the first case is good, third one's okay, the second and fourth are awful. And that's because originally, I was right. Great Ace Attorney, both titles, plot was pinned as one longer game.
Ah.
And they determined quite early on in development that it was a bit too heavy, a bit too dense for a singular release. So they divided it into 2. And it feels like the second game got most of the like really deliberately curated content, and the first one was diluted a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not passing through the fire.
Exit, have you seen the robot drones I found?
No, where?
In the motor electrical box.
We have drones?
Drones.
Oh, I want a drone.
So if you'll have to let me know what you think of Great Ace Attorney once you start playing it. Some people have compared one prominent character to Luigi, so I think you'll have some fun with that.
Wah! Oh no, wait, that's Waluigi.
That's Waluigi, yeah.
Oh! Better.
That's SpongeBob, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god, this is cool. Hold on, I think I can make mods for this guy.
Seth, remember to roll to extinguish those flames. No.
Also, have you seen level 5 batteries? Like 4 of them.
Ah, cool.
Come on, roll.
Roll.
Ooh, I should have a package waiting on me. One moment.
Ooh, what's the package?
Exciting.
A leather-bound copy of the complete Sherlock Holmes.
Ooh! Ooh!
Kinky.
Over 1,000 pages.
Amazing.
Oh, way too many.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read that.
Yeah, I don't even know how to read.
I wanted to say send us a photo.
Ah, it must be in the mailbox, never mind. It's
Is
not
it
on
that
my door.
small? How does it fit in the mailbox?
No, the mailboxes are quite
Page per
large.
page. Well, you know, our mailboxes in Croatia are also sufficient, you know, for the postal worker to put in the little piece of paper, tell it to go fuck yourself, and post
Yeah,
it.
exactly. I was gonna say.
Do you think they do that to each other if, like, one postman lives on another's route?
Probably.
No, they probably pick up their own, like, post at the post office.
If they're allowed to. Maybe it's such a time-honored tradition, they're like, no, we have to screw you over too.
Well, Brady, they're technically not even allowed to, like, just, you know, leave you the piece of paper without ringing the doorbell, but
They still do.
yeah.
I love
Alright,
Croatia.
I'm gonna log off. I wish you a very good stream, Seth. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Exit.
And I will talk to you guys later.
Of course.
And
Take care,
also,
man.
bye, Dad. Bye bye.
I think you're almost done here, Seth. Or you're tracking down the artifacts. Have you found any yet?
Nope. Well, there is a purple.
Now
thing.
remember, all these summons are costing you a Choco Cups.
Yeah, I know. I am completely okay with that.
Oh, Potato, I'm sure I mentioned it to you before, but, well, don't let me forget. We'll have to build my D&D character probably at some point in the next couple days. I've got a jet just as soon as the stream ends today to go pick up some medicine.
Okay, tomorrow maybe?
But, yeah, sure. Tomorrow should be just fine. But also, if you ever want or need modules to run, let me know, because I'm sitting on a massive cache of them.
Ooh, sure.
A what?
Now, they're for Pathfinder, which uses essentially modified 3.5 rules, but apparently
Can
the
all be
conversion is
transferred,
super
yeah.
easy.
Yeah,
I
I've
came
also done
across-
conversion from 3.5 to 5e, so it's fine.
I came across an absolutely brilliant little adventure a couple days ago, reading my way through this latest pre-published campaign. It involves players in an attempt to infiltrate a party being hosted by the decadent aristocracy of a devil-worshipping empire, having to take part in an extremely dangerous play that uses actual combat.
What do I do here? It should be here.
Maybe underground.
Oh. Okay.
But players have to survive 7 acts of a play that incorporates actual combat, monsters, and torture into its on-stage spectacle in order to win an invitation. So every act is a very heavily scripted combat encounter. Super cool.
No.
The Pathfinder folks tend to write really detailed and mechanically and aesthetically unique adventures. That's why I'm super fond of their stuff. Not their video game, or the video game based on their work, though. Certainly not that. I need to play this Wrath of the Righteous, though. Maybe it's not a total trash fire like Kingmaker was.
I'm sorry, I give up. This mission is really annoying me.
Aww.
It's the path through the village is really long, and these spinny thingies, the
Wheel monks.
are just taking way too much time and are super annoying. So
Very well.
the boss was fine. These guys are where I draw the line. So oof, they're horrible and I hate them. Anyways, yeah, so tomorrow, I think it's Brady's turn?
Yep.
To continue slogging through the great moon mines of Mario
Yeah.
Odyssey. Yes, indeed.
Yep. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye!
Bye.
Good now.